Hello everyone and welcome to the Sir John Davies Oval here in Queenstown at the foot of the Remarkables range. Quite remarkable, isn't it? The ground looks a picture. This is the third and final T20 match between New Zealand and Sri Lanka to enjoy, and it is a winner-take-all scenario. The series is locked at one apiece. I can tell you that New Zealand once again has won the toss and once again has decided to bowl first. Just one change to their side. Matt Henry, the experienced Matt Henry, comes into the side, and Henry Shipley will sit this one out. As for Sri Lanka, Madhushanka leaves the fray, but in comes Lahuru Kumara, the right arm quick. The decision by New Zealand to bowl first, based around the fact that they haven't played here for a long time. 9 years, in fact. It's a new surface, it's well grassed, it looks rock hard, it looks very good. Sri Lanka, they'll have to get their head around it. They've struggled to get their head around the pace and bounce of New Zealand surfaces so far. Another opportunity to go out there and try to find something. They were good in the first game in Auckland. Then it unravelled somewhat in the second game in Dunedin. This surface should be a little bit of a mixture between the two surfaces. The pace and bounce of Auckland and the slightly slower holding surface of Dunedin. This is a good one. And Nasanka, who is a good one indeed, he needs to make the most of it. Kusal Mendes, 55 matches, a lot of experience as well, and a good record to boot. Sri Lanka, they need a good start. Joining commentary first up by Frankie Mackay. You couldn't ask for better playing conditions, could you?
Absolutely not. It is a spectacular day here in Queenstown, and a special day for Queenstown as well. It becomes the 179th T20 international venue around the world and the 10th in New Zealand. First time hosting men's T20 international match. And it is a welcome back into the side for Matt Henry as well. And what a way to finish the season off. Crowd piling in, beautiful blue skies, and a must-win game. Series tied at 1-1.
A cracking crowd has come in.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Umpire Brown says play, and away we go. Straight away, the Yorker length from Matt Henry, and Sri Lanka underway.
Good start from both. Nasanka been a little bit short of runs, especially throughout the T20 series. Hasn't got out of single figures yet. And maybe a good sign to him, gets a good ball first up, able to squeeze it away for a single. Been a long time between T20 matches, T20 internationals for Matt Henry. Last one back in 2017.
Now, there's some pace and bounce there. This is a beauty. This is an area where Sri Lanka have really struggled. Just short of a length. And that's gone past with pace, and it's gone past with some height as well.
That's where the surface can be quite difficult to play on early on. It has the pace and the bounce, yes, but it feels like it really slides on, skids on. So it almost feels as though, you know it doesn't, but it feels almost as though the ball creates pace off the surface, that it quickens up. So it gets onto you a little bit faster than you're expecting, and when you're trying to find the middle of the bat, you're trying to get settled early, you just want to hit a couple, well, it just throws that natural timing out just enough.
That's a good single. Just hanging back in the covers, as you'd expect. T20 cricket. Much a game of defence when it comes to fielding, stopping as many boundaries as you can. Good awareness by the two Sri Lankans out there. Or edging and along the ground. Was it partially stopped? It's going to rocket away. It's a fantastic outfield here as well.
Their first opportunity to see just how quick it is today. Thick outside edge. Goes down. Well played in the end. Darryl Mitchell is stationed wide. Just really a second slip position, but can't do anything to stop that. First boundary for Sri Lanka.
You can see that one not quite bouncing as much as Sanka thought as well. He was sort of jumping, expecting it to come past higher. Six without loss after one. Still keeping his hand wrapped up, isn't he, Matt Henry? He sustained a cut in the second test. What in the first test? Well, it's a little bit closer. The ankle was just faffing around. Best way to describe that. He was interested in a single and it was not there, but he took his time to turn and get back. Adam Milne off the back 5 wickets in Dunedin. Genuine fast bowler, wonderful athlete. I don't know. Yeah, Henry Shipley, the Sri Lankans might enjoy maybe the bounce coming down a little. Some swinging and pace. They'll get that from Milne. They really struggled with the bounce, and Henry Shipley, a very tall man, really causing some issues. So here they're just going to have to get used to a little bit extra pace from Milne.
Yeah, it's traditionally a medium bounce. You wouldn't say this is one of the bounciest surfaces going around. So Sri Lanka leading into this would have thought perhaps this was a ground that they would have thrived at, enjoyed playing at.
Whoa, wow, look at that though. Gee, there's some swing there. Bowled at good pace. This looks like it's really bounced, and if you have a look at where it's taken, really high by Tom Latham, but it's not a tennis ball sort of bounce. It goes past the bat at a reasonable height.
Well, it's bounce that's still going up, isn't it? It's not ballooning through in the feel of it's almost on its way down before it gets to the wicketkeeper. That's still going up when it hits Latham's gloves.
Oh, this is good stuff, though. It's a little bit of swing here from Milne that's causing the issues. This is in Dunedin. Picked up 5 wickets there. Said he was a little bit lucky. Got some caught in the outer. Always good when the fielders are picked out. And then later on, he was able to knock over the tail with the Orcas. Just have a look at some of the stuff after this. So that's the top order struggling. And then boom. That's how you bowl to the tail. Knock them over.
Well, he's got a skill set that should enable him to be really successful, especially in the T20 format, Adam Milne. Got the ability to bowl at good pace. Started out his career with the ability to hit up close to that 150 mark. He's not that bowler anymore, but he's still got the ability to swing the ball. Got a good bouncer, multiple slower ball options, and as we saw those last couple of wickets, he's got a cracking Yorker too. So the variety that he has, the armoury that he's got to go to, just means he's such a dangerous bowler. All sections of a T20 game as well. The first 6 throughout the middle can make things happen, and at the death can be a real wicket taker.
Swing and a miss. Good sized ground. Look at that, 81 metres down. A little bit shorter square, but long enough, and 66 metres square on the other side. Pocket's quite long as well. If you want to hit sixes here, you got to hit it well. You might want not to hit it too high, or you could cause an aviation disaster. You don't want that. Challenging stuff. Challenging stuff from Milne. 6 without loss. It was a maiden.
Always wonder with an early change like that whether it's planned that Matt Henry's going to come in and just bowl the first, just bowl one, and regardless of how that goes out of the attack, or is there something that Tom Latham's seen that thinks maybe this will suit Lister?
Well, I think he's seen a little bit of swing. It's one of those days here in the Central Otago, although I think Queenstown's part of the Southern Lakes district, isn't it? But I consider it to be Central Otago. On these beautiful, fine, still days is when the ball swings.
I was actually having a conversation with Craig Cumming, our local, a little bit earlier in the day. Thought it might be a little bit cool. Perhaps once you get into April and the temperature does come down a little bit, and actually the ball maybe won't swing around as much. We've seen enough here today that it's dangerous. Definitely enough movement in the air and a little bit off the surface that means scoring is difficult to get started. Chris Mendes, just the 1 run off 10 deliveries so far.
He's missed his line there, and that is not a good delivery with fine leg up.
Tell you what, when you 1 off 10, that's the delivery you want. A miss down the leg side into the hip. And no protection out there for Ben Lister. Man, you just have to get a little bit of bat on it and you know you'll be picking up 4. There'll be a sigh of relief from Mendes there.
Now third man, that's issue. That's trouble. No, just bounces short. Rachin Ravindra back there at third man.
Tell you what is difficult here, Sir John Davies Oval. It's catching. It's your depth perception. You get a big blue sky, especially fielding where Rachin Ravindra is at the moment, looking back towards the Remarkables. Being able to tell how far the ball's going to carry, if it's going to get to you, it is so difficult. You see a lot of mistakes in the field happen here just because of that. Add to the fact you're at altitude slightly as well. There's different catching conditions and difficult catching conditions.
More runs. You cannot bowl that line with that field. He's wanting to swing the ball a little bit, Lister, across the right-hander, but he's starting it too straight. He's starting it down the leg side.
They're just struggling, searching. Missed down the leg side, then went wide outside the off, back down the leg on this occasion. Just searching to get that radar right, hoping to try and get the ball to swing. He is slightly different in the way he goes about things, swinging the ball away from the right-hander.
16 without loss.
3 overs down to make a 16 for now. Time with a little bit of a vibe check. I think Sri Lanka fans up there. Let's see how many Sri Lanka fans are now. Sri Lanka fans versus Norris. Black Cat fans in the house. Make some noise.
Milne's going to bowl a second one here. His first one was a maiden. He's none for none after one. Oh, and then he chopped it back on. Well, this was his first over, and just have a look at some of the swing here. Really got the ball to move away. That's what I like about him. When he was bowling quickly, he didn't really move the ball in the air that much. Now as an older man, he's just brought the pace has come back a bit, but he's introduced some swing into his game. When you're going to swing the ball like that, you're in the high 130s, that's difficult. Too short now, that's gift. That just set up and asked to be spanked. It was. One bounce for 4.
Just a miss from Adam Milne in the first one, and he has been punished short, wide outside the off stump, and that is a hit-me ball. 2 men positioned in the backward point region. But Mendes just goes up and over those two. Picks up his second boundary for the day.
Edging, go, put it down! Put it down. Mitchell is so good with his hands at slip. Wasn't an easy catch. It was high. It was between him and Latham. Let's have a look at this though. Healthy edge. Latham didn't commit, so that's good. He just got into a little bit of a tangle with his hands there, Mitchell.
Yeah, ball just continued to rise on him. Ended up an awkward height. Still trying to go with the normal cup position, not the reverse cup. Just got himself into an interesting position where he had to try and take the ball as it's gone almost behind him. It's almost gone past him as he's trying to catch it. So it's gone with pace, it's really flown. But he's just got himself into an awkward position where he's tried to be able to ride that bounce and carry. Just gets up over shoulder height and doesn't have the room, doesn't have the ability to continue to give with it. Just bursts through the hands.
An issue with the foot marks as well, so the sawdust has come out. That's where his front foot is landing. Just feeling for it outside the off stump. Really troubled by the swing here. And if Milne can get the ball in the right area, that was a quick one too, 146, 147 Ks. It's still got the pace when required.
Fast enough, more than fast enough from Adam Milne. And that's what happens when he gets the rhythm right. And it all syncs up. He's still got that ability to push up the odd delivery up towards that 150 mark.
Trying to pull, and that was just short of a length. Rather late on it, although he's actually maybe used it a little early. Maybe the length wasn't quite there, but it's right at the bottom of the bat.
That's also what makes Adam Milne so difficult to play. It's not just the swing and the pace. The difference between those two deliveries. Fourth ball of the over 147 kilometres, fifth ball down to 134.
Beautiful shot. And this time he was too full and the swing just helped Asanka. Senior bowler Henry back on immediately.
That's where Matt Henry can be really dangerous, the T20 format. He's got good control over that length. Top of the stumps. Not a delivery that you can comfortably get back on the back foot and play. Not a delivery that you're necessarily wanting to commit onto the front foot, able to strike powerfully down the ground. If he gets on a surface, it's got a little bit of support, a little bit of seam movement on offer. It becomes very dangerous.
Backing off and wanting a piece of him. Can't beat it off. Yeah, 4.2 overs now, 4 overs bowled, no wickets down. I know that they're struggling a little bit to get a feel for it, but it's a 2020 game, and they're going to have to start throwing a little bit of caution to the wind here.
It's that fine balance, risk versus reward of trying to take the new ball on.
Sharply taken by Nathan. That flew was wide down the leg side. He was late to pick it up behind the stumps.
That's the one that just tracks in towards the right hander. It's gone late. Late in the stump. Excellently well. Throws out the left hand. That'll be a big thank you from the bowler on that occasion.
Backing off, down on one knee, can't get it through again. Was looking to go squarer. In the end, picks out mid off again. So some frustration here for Mendes.
Just hasn't quite been able to get going. Just hasn't quite got into the rhythm of his innings, and now you see that frustration building. Trying to move around the crease, trying to be proactive, create something almost out of nothing. He finds himself strike rate of just 61, trying to find a way to get going, and wants to do that in boundaries.
He brought about to change the field too. Third man's come up and deep point's gone back to deep point. Now he tries to go to the offside. Can't get that one through. So picking out fielders at the moment. Gee, that starts to frustrate you.
It just compounds on itself, doesn't it? You feel like you can't get them out of the middle of the bat, can't find the gaps, get a couple of good balls bowled to you as well in there. And then you start to move around. You start to try and be proactive, and then you start finding fielders. You feel like you're doing everything right. You feel like you're trying to make the play. You just can't break the field.
Now he's got a top edge. It should fall in open spaces. He had the opportunity to play the pull shot. In fact, it's gone for 4. Wow. Fielder thought he had a chance. The batter had a lump in his throat. And in the end, you've got to say it's a goodie.
Yeah, timing not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but good enough. Well bowled bouncer climbing still. Fielder looked like they thought they were a chance, thought they were in the action for a long time.
I think that might have gone for 6. Now, that one's hit better. How far is this one going to go? I think it's going to at least go for 4. What is it? I think he might have cleared the fence again. He certainly has. Now he's finding his range. Mendes. 38 without loss. Well, Mendes has activated the activation. The KFC 6 and shout. I hope you've gotten this zone, because 2 of them are gone in there to square leg. Whatever zone that is, make sure you download the KFC app, pick your zones, and when the ball goes in it, free KFC menu items.
What a scene. Queenstown at its very finest today. Kia ora, everyone. Great to have your company. This final game of New Zealand's home summer. Of course, the Black Caps to tour Pakistan. That comes around very quickly after the end of this series. Ben Lister will have another crack. Didn't quite get it right in the first over. 2 dots with 10 runs. Last over of the power play. Always a crucial over. Sri Lanka just starting to accelerate. It's a maiden over in this power play as well, bowled by Adam Milne. So here's Lister from the Coronet Peak end. Oh, that's just nice timing, just short. It was Chapman diving forward. They have given some opportunities today, Sri Lanka, but they're getting away with it. Good afternoon to you, Craig Cumming.
Good afternoon, Scotty. Everybody, yeah, it's a good pitch with a lot of pace and bounce. Just clip around the corner and there's a batter. You go, oh no, I think I've nearly timed it too well. Chapman, it was one of those ones he committed, but he was always a step or 2 behind. Challenge here for Lister is he likes to swing the ball away from the right-hander, which normally means he starts the ball on leg stump and then it'll go outside off. At the moment, it's not swinging and it's dangerous because then it stays on that leg stump line. He might be better off trying to start it on outside off stump, and then if it does go, he's still in the game.
A bit more bounce this time from Lister. Mendes had to just adjust. Manasanka's got some runs today. That'll be pleasing for him. Had just 9 in the opening 2 matches combined. Mendes too. Run rate's good. Run rate up 7.5 at this stage of the game, and with 10 wickets left, Sri Lanka will be feeling pretty good about where they are at the moment. Things can change rapidly though. Slow ball. Effective from Lister, thinking it through.
It's a big call, I know, and people say I'm biased, Scotty, but I think this is what's definitely in the top 3 pitches in the country. The pace, the bounce, it does swing. Adam Milne's shown that. It can turn a bit as well. It's a pitch where everybody is in the game. Now, if you bat well, the ball comes on nicely, but you can't just stand there and swing one line, because as Adam Milne showed in that first over, swung. But if you get set on this pitch, you can make hay.
Followed him. That's a great piece of timing again. Kusal Mendes at his best. Lister tried to accommodate. Just backed away.
Challenge he's got, Lister, here is, again, that shows the skiddy nature of the bounce, and it's just one of those grounds you seem to find the holes. But at the moment, his 2 sweepers are on the leg side, but then all the guys on the offside. So it's caught between, do I bowl straight or do I bowl outside off where the fielders are?
Tries falling wide. It's a full toss in the end. Mendes goes through for 1.
It's nearly having $1 each way. In some ways, you might be better off bringing one of those fielders across from the offside and that backward point region into the mid-wicket area. And if he is going to bowl that line, then there's cover on that leg side. Or maybe bring up one of the leg side sweepers and drop the offside sweeper and be outside off stump. And this has all come about because the ball's not swinging for him.
It'll be wide, so we'll have that one again. Just hasn't quite found the accuracy so far today, Ben Lister. He's gone for 19. He's still got one more in this over. And then it becomes a matter of length as well. Talked about that in our build-up to today's game, Craig, and bowling those slower balls and those variations, but just not getting the length too full. It's there to be hit. Keep it back of a length. Use the bounce, the natural bounce of the pitch. Should just be the one, and will be. Single to finish the over. That's the end of the power play. 48 without loss.
Sri Lanka asked to bat first by New Zealand for the third time, and it's been a nice, comfortable start in the power play. A really good start. They haven't lost any wickets. Adam Milne picked up that one chance, that opportunity. Mitchell absolutely flew at first slip. And then the boundary started to come and just gave a little bit more momentum to Sri Lanka. Yeah, when playing the game of white ball, you often get carried away and be too inventive at times, Scotty, but the first decision you've got to make is what line am I going to bowl? Your length can vary, but what line, because that's helped you set your fields. This will be interesting too now, because I'll be interested if it does grip and turn a wee bit on the grass.
Sodhi. He's out there earlier today, going through his warm-up. Loves a good bowling load before the game. Such a clever bowler. Oh, he needs to be. He's not a huge turner of the ball, and New Zealand conditions largely preclude that kind of turn. So Sodhi's worked very hard on fast and flat and pulling back the length. It's a wide to start here. Just a little bit sloppy.
He will enjoy the bounce though, he's Sodhi, as long as he doesn't get too full. The length he's looking to bowl is stock delivery, whether it be the wrong end or the leg spinner. It's about 5 metres back from the stumps. He's picked out that that's the length that'll make the ball bounce probably on the top of off stump.
Good sides, good sides.
Straights this time. Yeah, use the wrong and to good effect against the left-handers in this series. He's got a couple of those variations. One that gets right up a little quicker into the hip of the batter, and the other one that's a little wider. Can force that mistake, bringing point backward point into play.
That was the wrong and then. They're going to get two. It's excellent running. If they get there, direct hit would have been close. But yeah, he's Sodhi. The room for error on his line now because of the surface. If it doesn't turn a lot, he'll look to bowl straighter probably and look to hit the stumps.
Plenty of distractions around too, isn't there? Never-ending procession of planes coming into land, small planes, sightseeing planes here in Queenstown, helicopters, big jets taking off. There's a lot going on. And that's a little shot for an easy single too. There's no cover out there. Latham had to rush out, field the ball.
Yeah, at the moment he's making the decision he's going to have two backward points. He's Sodhi. Which means no one in that Rickett region. He doesn't want to get hit through that top of the screen.
And that's why. That's the delivery that's just a little wider. Finding the batsman to play that shot.
Now for Sodhi, even though he's been attacking, they've played him nicely. Obviously helps when you get a wide first up and you pick up three without a ball being bowled. It's how do I finish this over? How do I get out of this over?
Looking to hit, straight to short cover, dot ball to finish for Sodhi. That's a good response from him. 55 without loss. So one more to go.
And now you often see Sodhi, he'll try and drag his length back as the plane flies over.
Lovely. Ready, finish, well done.
Just a single. 56 for
Brilliant crowd in, Scotty. Really is. This is the best crowd I've ever seen in Queenstown for, even when they did have internationals for the men's game 2013. Absolute ripper. They've got a duck for cover on the far embankment with the planes coming in.
Wasn't the Whites that taking this one seriously? Yeah, superb turnout again. Dunedin last week and now today in Queenstown. Fine folk of Otago come out in numbers, supporting this Black Cap side and the Sri Lankans as well. Joey Neesham will have his first over of the match. He's a bit of an Allen key, isn't he, Jimmy Neesham? Use him to unlock all sorts of things. Smart bowler, experienced. It's a good bounce, straight to point. Chad Bowes in close, and he's a wonderful point fielder.
Yeah, it's working out the role now of James Neesham. Often in the past has been asked to bowl the death, but right now he's been asked to bowl the 8th over, so he needs to be able to be consistent. He does like to bowl slower balls, James Neesham, and change it up.
Very deliberate in his thinking and his planning. That's a swing and a miss. He'll enjoy the bounce here, James Neesham. It'll suit him, suit his style of bowling. He's got a good leg cutter. Well, don't forget the pitch and match that one day to raise valuable funds for cyclone relief here in New Zealand. And you can get to trademe.co.nz, search New Zealand v Sri Lanka, and you can have a bid on the official match coin. It's a specially minted coin used for the occasion. You get a signed New Zealand shirt as well. So head along if you want to be a part of that auction and secure for yourself a very special and unique piece of cricket memorabilia. There's the swing, no timing, and the shot just over the top. They are playing with fire, Sri Lanka, at the moment. But luck is falling their way.
There's a sign that the pressure's starting to get to Sri Lanka, because dancing down, but to be able to access the offside, there was a flying Matt Henry. That just shows the pressure building on the Sri Lanka batters, because they're looking to be proactive. They're looking to use their feet. Someone like James Neesham, you can often stand, because that would have been a bit wider and shorter.
Well, that's got bounced too. Hasn't got all of that. That falls just short. Sri Lanka will be enjoying this. So many catches they have delivered to the New Zealanders in this series so far. They've mishit their way to misfortune, you could say.
Well,
James Neesham wouldn't have minded that last delivery. He wouldn't have minded the aggression there, because he was through the shot, clothed it. And again, it was contending with that, just that little extra bounce. Got all of that though. Just wide of Henry this time. Powerfully hit. Kusal Mendes finds another boundary.
Henry's lying on the ground. One over the top. There's a big smile. He was full stretch to his right. As it was hit, Jimmy Neesham thought, yes, I've got a wicket. It was a slow ball, but on this surface, it still skids on, and it was too full. The Neesham turnaround of expectation. Yeah, I've got him. Matt Henry's diving going, yeah, no, I haven't. At the end of the day, batter wins.
Eventful over this last ball. Just jammed him up a little, Mendes, on that occasion. Single to finish the over. 10 runs from it, 66 without loss.
Yeah, in a great position now, Sri Lanka. Remembering, though, in Dunedin, they were 83 for 2 off 10 overs. The talk was around that 180 mark. The thing about the surface of Queenstown is that you get rewarded for playing good cricket shots, and that timing actually becomes your friend, not trying to thump the ball or power the ball.
There's the projections. Current run rate gets us 165, a little bit more up to the 180s. 12 and over from here, and that would be asking something. But 200 score wouldn't be beyond the realms of possibility. It's been a good start. It's been an assured start from the Sanka and Mendes, and not chanceless by any stretch, but you take them when you get away with them.
Well, yeah, look at it. You've got 72 balls left. So half of those you'd expect the batter facing 36 of them. You want the strike at the role of those players is to go at 200.
I thought you were going to get into a real maths lesson there, and I was struggling.
I tried to keep it simple. Cut it in half and times by 2. But you always look at the balls faced or to come in a T20 game and even a one-day game, Scotty. And to work out what a good score is, well, they should score 72 more runs minimum because that's 6 and over. You'd like to pick up one boundary in those 12 overs, so there's 48 more runs. What does that equal?
Sid, I told you not to. Oh, goodness me. Now that is hit. That has been hit. That has stayed hit. That is a delightful cricket shot from Kusal Mendes.
Well, we talk about what's changed from Dunedin to Queenstown. Rachin Ravindra came on and he was allowed to settle and then picked up a wicket. Straight away they've said, right, this is New Zealand's part-time bowler, part-time change bowler. Yes, he's better than that, but we're going to go after him, and that's an absolute ripper.
That is such good intent from Kusal Mendes. We hardly saw the feet move from the Sri Lankan batting lineup last week.
Lovely there.
Even a slight adjustment there in that delivery just shows that some genuine thought has gone into how they're going to target each of the New Zealand bowlers here.
And the surface allows you just to hold your shape and time it.
Yeah, there was a real lack of patience in Dunedin.
Yes, Chen,
Trying to hit the ball too hard,
Lovely, Chen.
swinging through, getting through the shot early.
That's a great example of this surface, why it's so good, because that had a little bit of turn and bounce. So now Ravindra thinks, hey, I'm in the game. I'm not just going to play defensive here. I have an attacking option working for me.
Tried the reverse, misses out on that occasion.
Good option, though, because of the bounce. He can get underneath it.
It is, but isn't it interesting to look at the different approaches of these two batters? Nasanka, who struggled for runs in the series. Mendes has still played traditional cricket shots. Nasanka's trying everything to try and, I guess, give himself that kickstart he needs.
Yeah, I don't mind that. I mean, I'm pretty traditional in my thoughts, but using the knowledge, knowing that there's bounce and the ball's going away from the right-hander, if he can get up and over and hit that over, then they put real pressure on Ravindra, because Sri Lanka are in the position now, they can actually go hard and really put New Zealand under pressure. So when you talk about 200...
Easy run to finish the over. 9 gone here, 75 for none. Well, we know all about this. The KFC 6 and Shout. You get along to the KFC, download the app, pick your zone, and if a 6 lands in the zone you have picked, you're in line for all sorts of Colonel goodness. And if your zone is straight down the ground, you might be in the chicken.
It was nearly in the golf course, where your zone is on the putting green.
Hell of a comb over on the Colonel, isn't it? Be hot in there today.
Not the only place.
It's a nice shot. Ball rather straight.
Sodhi, not so easy to hit down the ground because he's tall and he's looking to bowl that back of a length. He's harder to get to than someone like Ravindra, who may be slower through the air.
There's some great lace work from Ish Sodhi. Good sportsmanship. He's probably tied both together. Really looking forward to this run from the non-striker's end. Highest opening partnership in a T20 in Queenstown. Oh, he went after that. He was really going to town, Nissanka. Unfortunately for him, went to short fine leg.
The leg side's an option for Nissanka with the wrong in. That was the leg spinner because that's the shorter boundary. So if he's able to pick it, the slog sweep, drop kick is a good option.
Chance in the deep. Oh, that's a great take, Jimmy Neesham. He loves a sharp catch. And Neesham has got the job done. Sodhi has the breakthrough.
Put this down to great bowling by Sodhi and having confidence in his leg spinner. Trying to turn the ball away from the right-hander, which meant he had to fetch it, skiddy, and couldn't get underneath it. So Sodhi did his job. James Neesham had to do his, and he did brilliantly. Diving forward, finally New Zealand get one to carry. 3 or 4 have fallen short, but they get the breakthrough. Nissanka gone for 25, Sri Lanka 76 for 1.
And enjoying 2 degrees, Kasur Pereira.
Well, the two Kusals at the crease now. Kusal Pereira joins Kusal Mendes. It's a fine record. It really is. 13 half centuries. Good strike rate. Really interesting time of the match now. Hitting the halfway stage. Doesn't give Kusal Pereira a long time to get into the game. Really has to start strongly. But Ish Sodhi has a crucial first wicket here. That's Leggy as well.
I reckon that's really close. Tom Latham's running down leg to try and stop the single. I think if he had stayed there and appealed, maybe just sneaking down leg.
Yeah, I don't think Tom Latham's overly convinced that this was hitting in line. Pitching outside.
Close. I reckon that's really, really close.
Well, we'll have a nosy at that just to see exactly where that would have been predicted to hit. Here's Sodhi again meanwhile. And Pereira's off the mark with a single. Nicely played.
I think I'll go early to say it's hitting, but it may have pitched outside leg is the one thing that was going to save him.
Agreed.
Yeah.
You can take the points on that one, mate. There's the wrong end to finish from Sodhi. Tucked around the corner for 1. That's a good over. 3 runs from it, 1 wicket, 78 for 1 after 10.
Sri Lanka have made a good start for the bat, 78 for 1 after 10, halfway through their innings. Kusal Mendes doing a good job, 47 from 33. And there's a platform. The batting has been an issue throughout this whole New Zealand tour. Final game of the trip, Sri Lanka have the opportunity to do something special with the bat. Adam Milne, 2 overs, about to start his 3rd. Starts with the slow ball, pace off. Gonna have to go. Good running.
Excellent piece of fielding. Jimmy Neesham diving forward, inches off the ground. Sticks in the left hand. And a much-needed breakthrough as well for this New Zealand side. This is the partnership was really trying to develop, push the game on. Scoring rate on the increase. Ability to pick up a wicket. Ish Sodhi's first of the series as well. Crucial breakthrough.
Sri Lanka need to keep going here, keep the momentum going. Kusal Perera played nicely in Auckland. New Zealand were very dominant in game 2 in Dunedin a couple of days ago. There's a piece of history here for the Sri Lankan team. Trying to win their first ever T20 series in New Zealand. Should be something special if they can find a win today here in the beautiful Queenstown. Dhanajaya Silva, good player. Asalanka, Shanaka, still to come. Plenty of power for Sri Lanka. He goes short, that's flat batted. Just short of being listed. We've seen a number of shots go close to the New Zealand fielders, Frankie, but not quite carry.
Yeah, the ones where you mistime them so badly that it actually saves you as a batter. As balloons into the leg side. Just a clever piece of bowling once again from Adam Milne. And I like this captaincy as well from Tom Latham. Pick up a wicket and then bring your strike bowler back into the attack. It's just a way to continue to change that momentum. You can think about it one of two ways. You pick up a wicket, you can bowl the next over as a bit of a hide over, try and bowl someone, get through an over quickly, expect that there won't be too much damage in that next over. You can take the attacking way of going about it. You can bring one of your experienced bowlers back, one of your wicket takers back, and all of a sudden really try and turn the game on its head.
That's a good point. New Zealand would love to get rid of Mendes. 2 new batters back at the crease, and then they can actually squeeze. Kusal Perera's got a job to do here in partnership with Mendes. Swung away. So where you get a lot of value on this ground is actually square of the wicket. Quite long boundary straight, so different shaped ground to what we've seen from University of Otago Oval and also Eden Park. I guess that's just part of it, the players having to adapt to the different circumstances. There are some big boundaries, so it takes some hitting. It's good for the bowlers too. They know that a miss hit brings them into play with those fielders.
And a little bit different as well. Not a lot of the players have actually played international or domestic cricket here. Domestic T20 matches, it's only Chapman, Lister, Neesham and Seifert that have ever played on this ground.
Yeah, it's been 9 years, hasn't it, since the last international match here at this very ground back in 2014. New Zealand beating the West Indies in a one-day international. Corey Anderson going nuts that day, bringing up 36 ball 100. Seems a long time ago. Well, that's flipped away. What about that? What about the timing? All the way for 6. What a way to bring up 50. That's impressive. Yes, the 12th T20 International 50 for Kusal Mendes. And he's done it in some style here in Queenstown. 83 for 1. Oh, Kusal Mendes is playing some knock here. It was a full toss on leg stump that was just flicked away. The timing was so good. Yeah, over the boundary just. Over Tim Seifert's head. Lovely way to bring up a 12th T20 International half century. 55 from 36, done an excellent job, but Sri Lanka still need a little bit more. Rachin Ravindra coming into the attack for his second over. It's a short, long hop. It's just been eased away. There's a very quick outfield and will run away for 4. Horrible first delivery from Rachin Ravindra. Got the treatment. Kusal Pereira in on the party.
Not what you want. First ball back into your spell. And that's just a drag down from Ravindra. A real loosen it. Trying to spear the ball into the surface, but down the leg side as well. And there's no protecting that. Kusal just need a little bit of bat on it, and that's exactly what he got.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Frankie. It's not the delivery you want first up. Trying to get into the over, start with a dot or a single. You drag one down. It's the difference today. Sri Lanka have actually putting New Zealand bowlers under some pressure because they're on top. They've only lost the 1 wicket, going along at a good rate, just over 8 and over. So there's some pressure on this New Zealand attack today. That'll be called wide, and is.
It's just trying to hide away from the shorter boundary. There's the leg side boundary now for the right-handed player. So the damage has been done early. So you've been hit for 4 that first ball. Almost straight away you go into defence mode now. How do you protect the rest of the over? So Rachin Ravindra trying to hide the ball wide outside off stump, make it hard for Mendes to be able to access that leg side, access that shorter boundary.
Yeah, it's a tough line to bowl. Could actually change his line by coming over the wicket. And then the ball is going away from the right hander and it becomes a harder shot. Rather than trying to bowl around and get it wide, you have to get it perfect, otherwise it's going to get called wide and there'll be extras. So there is other things he could do. Oh, there he goes, swinging to the leg side. How much has he got? Has he got enough? He's got enough. Great shot. Oh, great effort, fella. Feel a bit sorry for that boundary fence, but that was full commitment. Got 2 hands to it, couldn't take the catch, but another 6, another boundary for Sri Lanka. Great stuff, this.
And that's the danger. Outside the off stump, it's still within reach if you get your length wrong. And that is effort of the summer to try and hang on to that. Gets 2 hands to it. Over the fence and down it goes. 100 comes up for Sri Lanka.
Oh, now there's an edge that's going to run away for 4. This is a big over for Sri Lanka. Extra pace on it. Kusal Mendes just guided it fine. It's raining boundaries.
17 runs coming off the over so far. In this delivery, it's pace on. And it's wide once again. Just the flashing blade outside the off stump. Hard to protect. The edge runs away for 4. Pressure right back on Ravindra now. Has to find a way out of this over.
Oh, it's a full toss. That will just cost the 1 down the ground. 18 from the over. It's a big one, a good one for Sri Lanka. 12 gone, 107 for 1. Well, KFC 6 and shout. Download the app. Got it on your phone. You've picked your area. I would suggest deep mid wicket is a good area to have. That area is going to be pummeled, going to be targeted today. And if you can hit it into that area, don't worry about the fella trying to catch it. There's going to be plenty of goodies from the Colonel later today. Get amongst it with KFC 6 and shout. He showed he's bowled nicely. 1 for 11 from his 2 overs. Tom Latham says come back into the attack. Starts with the leg spinner and a dot, which have been few and far between for the New Zealand bowlers.
And again, boys. 2 on all of a sudden, lads.
Partnership's 31 from just 16. Rocketed along quickly. Latham needs a wicket here.
Lovely.
Nicely flighted. It was Fuller from Sodhi. Ones at the moment are good for New Zealand. They'll take that. You made it surface so far, Frankie. You've played here before. know the ground well. Looks a pretty good one.
Yeah, I think it does indeed. And perhaps a little bit more bounce than we saw throughout the summer as well, actually flying through to the keeper rather than at times it can be a little bit on the slower side, the bounce, tennis balling through. But it just looks phenomenal surface. The ground looks in tip-top shape.
Oh, he goes on the reverse. That sounded good. That sounded good. Has that gone all the way? It has. What a blow that is. That just sounded so good off the middle of the bat. Another 6. Sri Lanka doing a great job.
And it's just clever. That's the innovation. It's right out of the screws as well. Brilliant piece of batting. Trusting that likely to be the wrong in, knowing that Sodhi again trying to hide the ball away from the shorter boundary for the left-hander. Backs himself, that reverse hitting with the spin.
Yes,
Clever stuff from Kusal. Sri Lanka have hit 6 sixes already in this innings, 10 fours. Ticked along at a good rate. They're up above 9 and over now. Wonderful platform to go ahead and push towards that 200 mark, which is a big score on this ground. The average first innings scored during domestic T20 competition here in New Zealand is only 146, which is on the low side. Oh, swing. That's bounced as well. That's the bounce you're talking about, Frankie. Look at that. Yeah, 12 and over gets Sri Lanka above 200. They've got 9 wickets in the shed, so that's the number they should be looking for.
Downish.
Good bowling from the leg spinner. Another excellent over. 116 for 1. Just the one boundary off that over that went for 6, and you have to say a very good shot. Wasn't a bad delivery. The rest of the over was very good from Sodhi.
Just shows a bit of the experience as well. Sodhi played a lot of T20 cricket now, into his 94th match. He get hit for 6 in the middle of the over and still the ability to bowl 3 good balls after that. Heading in the right direction. If you are a Sri Lankan fan, 3 good overs after the fall of that first wicket. 76 the opening stand, and then they've been able to go 11, 18 and 9 after that. Put themselves in a great position to really be able to launch the last 7 overs of this innings.
Yeah, that's impressive, isn't it? Only 2 bad overs really for Sri Lanka in the 13 they faced. Right, Ben Lister, he's bowled 2 overs for 20, the left armour. Oh, that one slashed over point. Might carry all the way. Put down by Rachin Ravindra. He got there. It carried a long way. And he'll be most disappointed that he hasn't been able to grab that. That is a chance that should have been taken.
Hanging it out on that wide line once again, Ben Lister. And Rachin Ravindra, well, he's not the first person, not the last that'll put one down here at Queenstown. The big blue sky, times the lack of depth perception as well. Maybe it's the fact slightly at altitude here as well. All those factors put together, it makes for a tough fielding ground, tough catching ground. And another simple one goes down.
Life for Mendes. How costly will that be? It's moved along to 69 from just 45. Let's have a look at the 50 package from Kusal Mendes. He's played nicely. We've seen glimpses of it throughout the tour without that really dominant performance, but he's gone after anything short from New Zealand. Very good square of the wicket. And he's shown a bit of power down the ground. That was a lovely shot off Ravindra. He scored all around, and today might be his day. There's another thick edge. This time it's gone a lot finer, and we'll run away for 4. Either side of Ravindra down at 3rd. And all of a sudden, the boundaries continue to flow here for Sri Lanka. Their fans are loving it.
Continuing with the wide plan, Ben Lister, ball outside the off stump, trying to go to those wide Yorkers. Just flayed away thick outside edge and runs away for 4. Unique field that they've got out on the offside. A short third inside the circle, reasonably fine. And then it's a deep third, wider, and deep backward point as well, top left of your screen.
Long on comes up and finally goes back. So you would think that there's a chance for a short ball. Certainly a change of line now for Lister. He goes full and goes straight through to Tom Latham. Maybe a bit of bluff there, double guess. One thing Lister struggled with throughout the series, Frankie, is the ball hasn't seemed to have swung for him, which is really interesting because he's a prodigious swinger of the ball domestically. And without that ability to swing the ball, he's just found it difficult to hone in on a consistent line and length.
Yeah, just at times it just feels like he hasn't quite got the rhythm, hasn't been able to get into that almost metronomic feel where you can just run in and bowl ball after ball in the same spot, being able to swing the ball away from the right-hander. Just been always struggling to find his line, find his length.
Pace off and out. He finally gets one. That's a big wicket too, because it's Mendes. Lister with pace off. Good catch by Sodhi. New Zealand hold on to one. They've got their second.
They'll be thrilled with that. Lister stuck to the plan, back to skills, going pace off delivery once again, and it just holds in the surface. Mendes looking to go up and over the leg side across the ball. Just gets through it too early, and that outside edge ballooning to short third where Ish Sodhi holds on to a comfortable catch. Much needed breakthrough for New Zealand, and it is the end of a wonderful innings. Kusal Mendes got to go 73 next to his name. Sri Lanka now 122 for 2.
Dhananjaya De Silva comes in at number 4. Good strike rate, best of 66. Great opportunity to come in and play with some freedom here. Sri Lanka 122 for 2. They need another partnership though. They're going to push up around that 200 run mark. Goes wide, and that's a lovely shot by De Silva to get off the mark. End of the 14th, 123 for 2. Kusal Mendes has just been dismissed the previous over for a very good 73, just 48. Now it's up to Kusal Perera, Dhananjaya De Silva. Continue on the momentum that Sri Lanka have. Ish Sodhi's been very good today, into his 4th over now, 1 for 20. He's done an excellent job.
Talked about it all through the series, the ability to bowl those slower balls into the surface still, hard length, not floating them up there, inviting the batter to go over the top.
Oh, swung away. Has he got enough of it? Don't think he has. Oh, maybe he has. We're going to have to go upstairs. Daryl Mitchell with the work on the boundary. Well, he thinks it's gone, but the umpires will want to check this one out. This could be big for New Zealand. Clever work on the boundary, the awareness of where the boundary rope is. Let's have a look. In the hands there, what happens with the feet? Oh, I think he's stood on the boundary. I think it's...
Soft signal is out, so if you could just take that back a couple frames. So in the hands there, and go through, touching there. Okay, if you could give me your other angle, that'd be great. Okay, in the hands there. And just go back a couple of frames, please. Just pause there. Just go frame by frame. So in the hands there, next frame please. Next frame, pause there. And next frame. Are you able to split screen those two? If we go back to that first angle while you're doing that, that would be helpful, thank you. Okay, pause there. Okay, and then next frame. Pause there. And then next frame. Yeah, I'm going to need a split screen on that, please. Okay, just through. And just pause there. Sorry, next frame. Okay, go back one. And I can see the ball in the hand and the foot is clearly in the toe line. So I'm going to go back on field to the umpires. Sorry, I'm going to go to the big screen with not out.
Not out the call. Umpire Kim Cotton, TV umpire, had a long, hard look at that. And it was probably one frame the difference for Daryl Mitchell. He did good work. But again, the awareness of not quite knowing when to take that final step and where the boundary was. He actually thinks it's out by the look on his face. But there was an opportunity to not have to take as big a step backwards at that particular stage. Yep, 6 is the call.
Nice side, so close.
Bit of luck for Kusel. Can he make the most of it? It's a shame for Isoda. He's bowled beautifully and deserved another wicket. Millimetres, the margin sometimes in this game, Frankie. Floated up, nicely bowled.
Like that he's prepared to the new player to actually toss the ball up a little bit. Take some pace off, bowl nice and full. Know that he's got protection down the ground. It's the bigger boundary as well. Invite the expansive drive.
In the air, but beats cover. There is protection back there. Milner long off. We'll keep it to 1. Yeah, he's had nice pace and flight on the ball today, Isoda. Sometimes can be a bit flat at times, but I think he's been excellent today.
Yeah, bowled with really nice shape to the delivery. It actually makes him attacking, ability to attack outside and inside out. When he gets that shape on the ball, ability to drop the ball.
Should be just 1 to finish the 4-over spell from Isoda. Very good one. 1 for 30 from his 4 overs. 15 gone here in Queenstown. 133 for 2. Six and shout. Well, we've seen plenty today. We've seen 7 of them. That one was over mid-wicket again. That was the area we said you have to target. Get on the app, pick your zone, and there'll be plenty of options quarter pack, potato and gravy, you name it. Plenty of snacks from KFC.
Afternoon to you all watching at home or wherever you may be on this glorious autumn day, and a good afternoon to you too, Mark Richardson.
G'day, Scotty.
Straight from Henry and slides over at the end just to add a little frisson to proceedings.
Surface looks really good, so they're going to need 180, I believe. It's New Zealand, who are pretty confident with the bat at the moment. Got a chance too, all set up by just taking their time in the first few overs. Not losing wickets, building a little bit of confidence, taking a little bit of shine off it.
That was a good opening partnership. 71, it's full and straight. Clubbed away. Not the most attractive cricket shot. A couple of runs in the bank. Yeah, something that's been missing is just big partnerships for Sri Lanka during this series. Certainly last week in Dunedin, but today, Kusal Mendes, 73 off just 48. And it was a good opening stand with Nasanka, who really needed the runs too. It's a nice delivery. Got a turn. Oh, it had to go the other way. Had to go the other way. If he'd looked to the bowler's end, I think that may have been curtains.
Dhananjaya was stranded at the bowler's end. He'd taken off. Pereira had taken off as well. He had a chance. He was standing and watching. He thought the throw was going to go to the bowler's end, and he was a spectator. And all of a sudden he thought, hang on.
Oh, if Matt Henry had just turned 180. He is not happy though, is he? Kusal Pereira. He was receiving treatment before the over began, and after that dive, he is not looking healthy. Gee, that could have been a mix-up. Deluxe, this. It was never on. Dhananjaya just went. And Matt Henry had 5 metres at the other end to throw the stumps down.
Well, they were both standing there about to admire the fielding.
As were we. Oh, it's a real shame here for Kusal Pereira. Very good player. Fantastic innings at Eden Park. So far, it was Ishodi who got the first. Saka went after it and straight to Jimmy Neesham, and that's a sharp catch. Really is tough diving forward. And then Daryl Mitchell, or should I say Ishodi, in the action again for the bowling of Ben Lister. Rather academic, that dismissal. Not the way Mendes would have wanted to go either. 73 for him today, or 48, 25 for the Sanka. Kusal Pereira, while he's ailing slightly out there at the moment, it's going along nicely. And there's the bowling card.
Trying to work out now who bowls to the death for New Zealand. Ben Lister hasn't been having a great day. You've got Neesham's bowled one as well, who has been used in those roles. That's the thing, if you bowl 3 poor overs, let's say you've been taken to, it doesn't matter. You've got to put that all in the back of your mind. You've got a job to do now. And if you can bowl that last over or the penultimate over for less than 10, you've done a good job.
Well, it's almost a game within the game, isn't it? That final over, you've got batters who are just trying to tee off on everything. Oh, Henry just gets the length wrong there. Is looking for that wide Yorker, full toss instead, and that's been crushed to the cover point boundary for 4.
Sounded good, didn't it? The minute he hit it. Low full toss. The key there, just waited for it. Still hit it on the full, but hit it almost off his back foot.
Some thinking now from Matt Henry, who's looked to bowl a little fuller this over. Has to get that length right, though.
He's sort of gone to a death mode quite early here. Matt Henry trying to get the Yorker in. That was a slower ball.
Gee, it's a good crowd here today. It really is. Banks full, sky blue, Remarkables in all their glory. Just a wee sprinkle of snow up the top. Oh, he's got that. He's got that. And that's 6. What a lovely shot. Check lofted drive. Kusal Pereira. 6 to finish the over. 146 for 2.
That was glorious.
Top of the remarks. As they Jimmy Nation for 10 for his first over. Strategy interesting here. Nation does like the Yorker. That's slow. Took all the pace off it, Jimmy Nation.
The 6th final ball of that last over was a fantastic illustration of where a batter will get themselves in a position to almost premeditate. They're looking for something, and if it's not there, be prepared to adjust, because all of a sudden it was full. So Dhananjaya just waited for it and hit it straight.
Swung away to deep square. Just the 1 run.
So what he was looking for was a length ball to whistle away onto the onside. Just realised it wasn't there, but still in a position to throw the hands through it. Brilliant batting, brilliant T20 batting.
The ability to make those adjustments, split-second adjustments, is key. Saw Seifert do it very well in Dunedin, alongside the premeditated shots. A number of times where decisions were made very much last second. It's high, and that is gone. It has been sent, airmail.
Dhananjaya is looking for anything here that's length, and if his length, on a good length, maybe fraction fuller, he is going to climb into it. So he set himself early, he's setting himself, he's clearing that front foot. You see how he just didn't get it across, kept it to the leg side. That gives him the room to play that shot, played it brilliantly.
Nisham now under pressure. And there's that Yorker delivery, slow ball. That's smart.
Got to have the Yorker. You've just got to have it. You get that in the block hole and batter's looking to hit you in front of the wicket. It's a dotter or one every time.
8 double-figure overs for Sri Lanka in this innings. Vastly improved, just 4 last up. That's wide from Nisham. Quite where it was intended on that occasion. Still a run. Oh, and that's gone. Is that gone? Well, that's out of nothing. That is absolutely crazy. It was Adam Milne out in the deep. This would be extraordinary if Milne's pulled this off.
They've got good arms, haven't they, fast bowlers? He's had to throw this quite some way to run in. They thought they'd weighted it well enough to be able to pinch 2.
Oh, that is outstanding. That is outstanding from Adam Milne. Oh, what a sacrifice run that is. It looked simple at the time. And Milne with a direct hit has sent Pereira back to the dugout.
And coming to the crease, the captain of Sri Lanka,
Well, once again, Sri Lanka loses a set better, and that means Shanaka, the captain, comes to the crease, gets a full toss straight off the bat. They take the run, that's hit the stump again, and they'll get an overthrow for the trouble.
They're hitting it from everywhere. They're going to have a look at this as well.
TV umpire to director, we have a run out review at the bowler's end. Can you show me best side on angle, please?
Oh, this would be nuts.
Bat on the ground.
Not this time.
Thank you, that's all I need.
Not out the call, 2 runs from the final ball, and Sri Lanka now 158 for 3. Three overs left here. Daswin Shanaka, the new batter, team captain, best of 74, not out. Won't get near that today. And Ben Lister's back for his final over. That is a shot. It is a gift from Ben Lister, and it is gladly accepted.
Well, he's gone for the full one outside off stump. At this point in the game, you're looking to take one side of the ground out of play if you can, but it's got to be full enough. It was a half volley. So you can and get the middle of the bat on it.
And again, this is a chance. And taken. Tim Seifert takes the catch. Ben Lister grabs a second. Slower ball from Lister. And the missed shot again from D'Anjaya de Silva.
Yeah, the difference here, it was a similar line. Slightly shorter, but it was a slower ball. You got to make all the pace yourself, and it just slid off the bat. He had to reach for it. That's the plan, to bring those players out on that offside boundary to play. D'Anjaya de Silva, a sprightly 20, a good job, 162 for 4.
To the crease, Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka comes to the crease at 6. It was listed at 4 in the batting order. Sparkling innings from him in Eden Park last weekend. And what was a winning performance from Sri Lanka. Super over victory. Ben Lister will be buoyed by a second wicket here today. Short and slow this time.
Well, here's the run out. It was the direct hit from Milne. One thing that impressed me here is have a look at Tom Latham. Just waits for this throw to come in. Waits, watches it, doesn't get in front, lets it hit the stumps. So many keepers, for some reason, want to get in front of the stumps and gather it.
We were watching live. It just looked like regulation double, regulation 2 runs. But maybe the fact Kuzal Pereira's been receiving some treatment made him a little slow on the turn. Direct hit also takes a metre from you anyway. Oh, it's wide and fallen. Helped on its way to the boundary for another 4.
Now, this is the other issue you've got with this field. If you're going to bowl wide of off stump, if you're going to have the 2 players up behind square, you can't bowl that full at that pace. Because you just get run and it will absolutely fly. And if the placement's good, it's 4 every day.
Nine runs so far from this over. Lister needs to pull this back. Goes for the Yorker. Doesn't quite get it. Another run in the bank. Well, that's the wicket delivery. You can just see how much pace was taken off as Lister rolled their fingers across. And a good catch from Seifert. It's the pad, there's an appeal, it's a mooted appeal. And a dot ball to finish, so Lister finishes with figures of 2 for 37 today. Sri Lanka 168 for 4.
The prize fine, the catch was clean. If it wasn't for determination and the fact of mat crushing on him, they would have been better. It is a money shot of made up, but a big good ball for that. You can see my fingers already. Big done that do it again. And what a guy go to my fingers.
Adam Milne is going to bowl the penultimate over here. Hard to gauge the state of the game at the moment, whether Sri Lanka should have a few more in the bin at this stage or not. New Zealand won the toss, of course, inserted Sri Lanka into bat, a sign that Tom Latham perhaps didn't quite know what a good total would be out there today.
We haven't played it for 9 years.
Oh, that's true. Plenty of super smash, of course. Oh, that is wild. Very wild. It's been a deliberate ploy, hasn't there, bowling that wide line, wide and full today from the New Zealanders. Not a lot of room for error, though. Not that wide, of course, right?
Bowlers must hate it because, in a way, that you're taking out the chance of wickets.
Same ploy. Be a single. Yeah, it's a deep point.
And when the slog's on, the quicks love bowling full and straight and taking the stumps out. Pole hunting, they say. Here, they do a great job if they just get hit for ones and twos.
I don't think Milne's going to be able to resist looking for that quick Yorker here. I don't think he's going to be able to resist. Worked twice for him in his last over on Wednesday. On a misfield. It's been a bit of a mixed bag for New Zealand today in the field. Team that prides itself on its field work. Two drop catches today. Both tough chances. But got a wobble, Chapman.
Yeah, he did. He got a bad bounce out there, which is strange, unlucky, because it's like a billiard table, this outfield.
He's looking for the Yorker and misses it completely and gets dispatched.
Yeah, missed full quite often with the fuller ball. Too full. Don't mind a low full toss, but that's not really low enough to get away with it. And
he's trying to take out our camera here.
Oh!
That's expensive kit. Thank goodness this is our last game. Oh, good stuff. That's nice from Nisham in the deep.
Yeah, it might be the last game, Scotty, but that's the camera that I've asked to take home.
So you're broadcasting memento?
All the gear's been divvied up at the end of this.
Yep, I know. Well, I'm now the proud owner of an 18-ton Scania, so really looking forward to driving that up the country. Scaffold's going to Macca. Oh, that's up. That's up high. And it is taking an age to drop, and finally it does on Chad Bowes, who takes the catch.
Gosh, this went high. It hung in the air forever. It's a big blue up there as well. That's never easy. I just had to watch this carefully. It's too much elevation. This could be right out of the middle, but just up and under. Went for the reverse cut, judged it really well in the end. And the skipper goes, Shanaka goes for 15, 179 for 5. One to go.
Hasaranga joins Asalanga in the middle. Anandu Hasaranga struggled to find wickets. Now he's got to find one over of power batting. Alongside Asalanka, who has the strike. Matt Henry. Dot ball to start.
Oh, he might have got away with that, Matt Henry.
Sri Lanka keep losing their set batters. That's been the issue today. There's been some really good starts, some good totals. But the wrong batter going out every time.
Oh, I still think if they can take 10 off this, a target of 190 is going to take some getting.
Sure is. Dot again. What a start to the over this is from Matt Henry.
Yeah, outside off stump. And Sri Lanka just head back, swinging wildly. Maybe he should look to maybe get across to off stump, get a bit closer to it. He's interested in going over extra cover, though. There's plenty of spaces out there.
Turns the other way this time. Falls safely. Chapman in. It's got a good arm, Mark Chapman. That was a good throw, and I think that could be gone too. That is great work in the outfield from Mark Chapman.
TV umpire director, we have a run out, umpire review for run out at the striker's end. Can you show the best sign on angle, please? Yep, thank you. That's all I need.
Not a direct hit this time, but same result. Tom Latham takes off the bails and Sri Lanka has to go. Excellent fielding from Mark Chapman. Mahesh Thikchana, 38th match today. He has potentially 3 balls to face. Matt Henry misses out on the first. That's another dot. Jeez, he's on a wicket maiden here, Matt Henry. Extraordinary.
Surely not. It's just turning into a nightmare, this final over for Sri Lanka. They just can't lay bat on ball. And when they do, it costs them a run out. Is one, because there was one completed run.
There was one run. Quite right. Well, there's no run there. Is there? Tom Latham tries his best 10-pin bowling with the glove. Pretty tough.
Well, it's not like Henry's bowling unplayable deliveries out there. He just got unestablished players without their iron, having to hit it.
Well, this is the final delivery. Sri Lanka have passed 180. Still a very competitive total, you'd have to say here, based on domestic averages. But it has been a wonderful final over. Just has to finish the job. Does just that. They're going to run. Tom Latham can't hit. Matt Henry doesn't bother. Concedes a single to finish. He finishes none for 33, and Sri Lanka 182 for 6.
Well, they left 10 out there without a doubt, possibly 15. Sri Lanka, shocking last over. Just couldn't lay bat on it, and when they did, they had a run out. Just 3 runs, sorry, from that last over. How crucial will that be? Really good performance from Kushal Mendis, 73 for 48. And then 33 from Kushal Perera, struck the ball nicely. And a good 20 from Dhananjaya as well. Really impressed with his play, 20 from 9. Good start provided by Masanka and Mendis. Set it up. They didn't quite finish it off as they should. If they were on for something over 200 there, if they were good enough. But it's a total. Bowling, good and bad. Probably a few too fuller ones. In the end, Adam Milne was very good. Swung the ball. 1 for 30. Matt Henry, tidy as always, bowled a great final over. A couple of wickets have been listed, was taken to maybe a little bit expensive. Each Sodhi, tidy as well.
Well, 182 for 6, 182 now the highest T20 score here in Queenstown. So we talk about competitive. On the face of it, it certainly is. Let's go and hear from Kusal Mendes now standing by with Craig Cumming for our Powerade player interview.
Yeah, starring with the bat, Kusal. Congratulations at 74. You happy with your own form?
Yeah, I'm very happy. The reason is first 6 over very hard to play, then pitch is a little bit hard, then a little bit grass, and I think after the 6 overs I managed my inning, and then I'm very happy to continue my inning.
It looked like it swung early on as well with Mendes, so you know, it made it challenging. You just had to give yourself a little bit of time to get in.
Yeah, of course. Me and Batum go on the wicket first 3-4 overs a little bit hard. Then I tell to Batum a little bit hard wicket. Then I managed to score in 160, 170, very good score in this pitch. Then very lucky to players continue the middle overs, continue the 6 and 4 runs. Then we are chasing the 280, 290. That's the score.
Yeah, it's a good total. Also, nice thing you've got your family here with you, your young daughter as well. So nice to play in front of them.
Yeah, of course. That's my first 50. The families came here to tour. Then love it. Then my personal my life very enjoy in New Zealand. Then I like the country also. Then my family also very happy. Then I'm happy.
Well, it's great to have you here. Well played, and all the best in the second half.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was a good innings, wasn't it? On a glorious day here in Tahuna, Queenstown. New Zealand will need 183 runs for victory here. We'll see if they can do that right after the break.
throughout that Sri Lankan innings, Craig Cumming. It was a pretty good innings, wasn't it? Great last over from Matt Henry, but through that innings, I thought Sri Lanka did a pretty good job.
Yeah, they did, and Kusal Mendis just spoke about they were chasing maybe 160, 170 after the initial start because they thought it was doing enough, but they would have a strong partnerships in the middle. They will be disappointed on that last over. When you go in there, that's the difference. So if they had picked up 12 to 15, they're nearly chasing down 200, and you always feel more confident, obviously, the more runs. No, that's not being rocket scientists, but overall, Mac, I think after the Dunedin performance where they lost their way after 10 overs, they'll be really satisfied, and they believe they've got good belief seeing them down there now at half time going out with that in the bank.
Yeah, Kusal Mendis was outstanding with the bat. The batting's been an issue throughout this whole tour. They haven't been at their best, Sri Lanka, but Kusal Mendis at the top of the order really set the scene for Sri Lanka. Yeah,
if one format they've looked like they've suited to, it's been the shorter form, and they look like they're really confident in the way they want to play. They were able to keep wickets in hand, and that meant Mendes could put the foot down, and he raced once he got through to 30 and was so aggressive. And he did say it got a lot easier to bat. He felt like the ball was coming on and they could be far more proactive. So no doubt, he was also a little bit disappointed because he did say off the camera that he thought maybe I could get 100 here because he had plenty of time.
Yeah, he did. He played a nice innings, and that really set the platform. There were some other useful contributions. Kusal Pereira, a nice 33, and Danaja de Silva with 20. 182 is going to be a tough target for New Zealand. They're going to have to bat well to chase this down. Words coming from the skipper, Dasum Shanaka, who heads off to the IPL, replacing New Zealand's Kane Williamson after this series. Unfortunate injury to New Zealand's captain has put his World Cup participation in doubt. For New Zealand, Chad Bowes and Tim Seifert, the openers, making their way out to the middle. Got off to a fast start, both played well in Dunedin, Craig. And they're going to need to do the same again here today.
Yeah, Bowes was the aggressor in Dunedin. He was able to get off to a flying start, and he allowed Tim Seifert just to settle in, just to nestle in and play his role and then get comfortable. And then once they got set, Bowes got out, but he'd done the damage at the top. You just got to get off to a fast start, and then Seifert was able to find that form and play that way, Craig, that we know he can, and he's shown in the past. You could see the confidence growing. It's a good average and a good strike rate combined. That 84 was against India. He got to 79 in Dunedin, but you could see his confidence and the shoulders start to go back, and the reverse sweeps come out in the lap shots. But don't underestimate Bowes. The score of 31 was actually instrumental in chasing that total down.
Yeah, he scored it so quickly that it really gave New Zealand momentum throughout the innings, didn't it? He'll want something with a little bit more substance today at the top of the order. And here's that opportunity. Chase of 183. Very good surface that I've seen pace and bounce. Just nice consistent carry on the surface. So from a batting point of view, there's no demons in the surface. Kasun Rajitha, who's been part of this whole trip. It's been a long tour away. He played in the Test series and then the One Day International series and now the T20 series. And he'll want to finish strongly. Sri Lanka need a hero today, Craig. They need a hero with the ball. Try and create a bit of history. Their first ever T20 series win in New Zealand if they can pick up a victory. So there's plenty to play for in this match. Right, not far off. Sean Haig says let's go. Rajitha with ball in hand. Interesting to see if we see any swing. We saw Adam Milne get some early swing, and Rajitha, usually he does have a nice outswinger.
That started to swing, and it makes such a difference that when the ball is swinging just enough, that from a batting point of view, it's not that one line hitting. You can't just see the ball out of the hand and swing. You've just got to let it come to you a little bit longer and allow the ball to do its work before you hit it. So it just means from a batting point of view, you might be a bit more conservative for a start.
That's a lovely shot. A good piece of fielding too. Not an easy position in there.
Talking about in the build-up, Mac, about Chad Bowes and his strength, and talked about him playing all around the ground, but what I like about him, he's so strong through that cover point, backward point region. Because if you think about it, 80% of the balls are probably on the right side of your eye, on the offside, and he hits the ball with power, but the key with him is he doesn't go too hard at it. He's actually a timer of the ball.
He's in control of that shot. Quite often players will flail it and try and hit it. No control, as hard as they can. Bowes doesn't. All right, changing the field. Backward point. It's gone back, and third has come up inside the circle. So just a slight adjustment with the away swing I think Rajitha's got. And then he goes a bit straighter and gets work to the leg side. New Zealand chase is underway.
It's a bit of a new field, isn't it? And that, in some ways, you think, wow, the third man's just about for the outside edge. But so many balls go through that gully region, not as catches, but they're the boundary options, especially when the ball's swinging away. So you're happy to give that as a one. Bit of a gamble with the third man being inside the circle. But either way, if it goes left or right, it normally goes for a boundary anyway.
Yeah, it's one of those fielding positions that has really come into play with T20 cricket, isn't it? So in terms over the years, you see where runs are scored, and that player there has been important right on cue.
And you nearly can bring him up as a catcher, Mac, and in some ways he's in a position where unless it comes straight to him, he's not going to stop it. So if it's going to go in the air, let's have a catcher, but it's a brave person to have two slips and no third man as such. It's also thinking on their feet, and I've got that catcher now. Bowes in front of on the point or on the tee, which is a nice position. I reckon that's a good position because that can go in the air.
Oh, there's an edge. There's an edge straight to that man. He's in play. Oh, he's put it down. He's dropped a sitter. Oh, no. That was as comfortable catch as you get. Perfect placement from the skipper. And Madashan has put it down. What a blow.
And we're just talking about being a boundary-saving option. Well, it's a catching position. He nearly had too much time. Madasani's underneath it. Oh, and he couldn't get set. He just didn't get the feet set. It just was moving. Oh, to make it worse, he's just been moved too.
That's the worst feeling. You put down a catch and your captain says, you, up here now. Oh, that is crunched. That is some shot from Tim Seifert all the way for 6. What a blow, what a finish to the first over. New Zealand 9 without loss.
You don't want to give any width on this surface, especially that short length. Madasani will not be wanting to have a look at the bowler now. Rajitha, we stay away, don't make eye contact, but this is a miss. And maybe this is just the frustration of the ball before.
Oh, the bowler, you got to feel sorry for the bowler. It also shows what a good surface this is. You can hit it for 6 over point. You need pace and bounce. New Zealand get 9 from the first over. Should have lost a wicket. Chad Bowes was put down. Tim Seifert hit the last ball for 6.
You talk about this surface. When I talk about being one of the best in the country, it's because it's not a steep bounce. It's just about a nice skiddy bounce. It's higher than medium, but it's not steep. So if you miss short as a batter, you feel like you're in the game and you can see it all the way. And Seifert hit that in front of point.
Well, Mahesh Theekshana, the off spinner, is going to open up, as we've seen right throughout the series. It's a mystery off spin. That's too wide, and that's carved through the covers for 4. 2 boundary fielders are on the leg side. That's a free hit for Chad Bowes. Picks the gap and gets it away.
You know it's a good pitch when you can hardly see because of the glare of the sun on it. It's shining. Look at that. I think the New Zealand players are going to play Hikshana very much just as a medium pacer here. Is it just going to skid on? It's not going to turn, especially with the new ball, this grass. Can't give any width.
Oh, there's an outside edge that's going to run away. Very quick outfield here. Good chase, and they'll come back for 2. Just a hint of swing on that delivery.
It's hard to see because of the glare, but that looked like a little in-swinger. Yeah, the seam is up out the front of the hand, and it actually swung in and nearly perfect. He had a slip in place.
Yeah, it was tight, wasn't it? Trying to cut it. Came back into middle and off stump. Nice piece of bowling. There goes the in-swinger again. This time Bowes can't beat mid-wicket.
It's just about playing it like that. As a wee in-swinger. Back of a length, you're still looking to go forward. Don't get done LBW. Don't get trapped playing around your front leg.
There's width. Can't beat the fielder at cover.
Amazing Mac now, like someone like Bowes has just been able to settle in, and he played his first game, and now last game had success. He just looks comfortable now. He's not sitting there thinking, I'm playing for my country and I've got a big crowd. He's now thinking, what's he going to bowl and how can I hit it? He's into that zone already, which is such a good feeling so early in his career.
Oh, there's a swing. That's a big appeal. Not far away. Chris Brown says not out. Sri Lanka have gone upstairs straight away.
Director, we have a player review for LBW. On-field decision was not out. Check the front foot and it is a fair delivery. Can we start the front on vision, please? Okay, ball passes closer back. Can we go to ultra edge, please? Thank you. Satisfied, no bat involved. We can move on to ball tracking and ready, please. Just building ball tracking, Brownie. Thank you. Okay, outside off, impacts outside off. So I'll go back on field to Chris to say what the original not out decision. I'll let you know when you're on screen. And you're on screen in a second.
Good decision from umpire Chris Brown. Outside the line, Chad Bowes was struck. So Sri Lanka have wasted one of their 2 reviews early.
Must be a good feeling as an umpire when you get that right. I mean, there were 2 things there. Height, but you always felt like it was going to be outside the line. But tough option from a batting point of view.
Straight up, worked nicely off his pads. So the man at deep mid-wicket. Single to finish the second over. New Zealand 16 without loss.
It's always an interesting one, isn't it, when you refer, like, to me, it should be we want to make sure
Madashan. Quite expensive. 8.48 is on the higher side in terms of economy. He's got a job to do here with this new ball. That fielder in that position there, Craig, is so important. Square of the wicket here. It's Hasaranga, I think, isn't it, who's one of the better fielders. Got to be quick. You've got to move left, you've got to move right.
Yeah, you got to make judgment. It's when you're in the square, the trajectory of the ball and being able to understand how quick is it coming to me. We saw in the New Zealand innings about 5 or 6 falls short. Do I go in? Do I wait? He's on the smaller side of the boundary, so does he go right on the boundary or does he come in a couple? You don't just stand there and clock off.
Oh, what a shot that is from Seifert. No real timing, but he was trying to stand up and hit it hard.
Well, Madashan's got a real challenge here because with his action, he's more of a skiddy bowler. So with this, we've already talked about the surface. He's got to make sure that his length is perfect because with his height as well, if he gets too short, the back foot comes into play, and both of these players love cutting and pulling.
Yeah, it's a good point. Both players probably prefer the ball on the shorter side than the fuller side. So he's got to be very careful with his margin of error here, Madashan. Oh, he goes full. Surprised Bowes, who actually did really well. He only get a single, though. That's a deep mid-wicket.
He's taken the bounce out of play. I've heard them and said, don't go too short, so I'll surprise him with a fully. It does take you by surprise. So many times that can get a wicket. Because as a batter, you're not looking, you're looking to go down, where your eyesight's going to go down directly to the pitch, and you're just not expecting it.
No, you have to make a quick adjustment with your eye level, don't you? And sometimes that's enough just to get out of whack through the shot. Oh, there's a swing, and that's going to run away for 4, up and over the top. Wasn't where Tim Seifert wanted to go, but the result worked, and he picks up 4.
Again, it's playing around with that wide third man and also orthodox third man. End of the day, as a bowler, you just walk back to your top of your mark there and say, oh, well, I did everything I wanted to do. He had a bit of luck. Big edges on bats these days.
Yeah, Seifert went pretty hard at it. Was looking leg side. Picks up a boundary down to 3rd. Now, it's looking like a good over for New Zealand. Oh, that's a shot. Good hand, too. I think that's Asalanga, who's in close in that point position. That was hit hard on the up by Seifert, and Asalanga might have saved a couple.
I think he has. I think they would have gone for 4. The timing was there. And watch the skid. It doesn't really get up that high, so Seifert can play off the front foot. That's flying. That replay doesn't give you the reaction time there. And the deflection went to the fielder on the boundary. I think that's 2 boundaries at least saved in there by close-in fielder. It's a scary place to be. Look at that.
Yeah, Charith Asalanga in that position. Oh, that's good. That's good on the bounce for 4. Plenty of room.
defining time of the game for me. Sri Lanka's most aggressive bowler.
And quickest. And he's bowled well. Well on the one-day international in Hamilton. Bowled a fiery spell. Can he do it again today? Oh, there's an inside edge. It could have gone anywhere. It's going to run away for 4.
Hard at him.
Yeah, they're going to go hard, all right. Sri Lanka at the same stage with 16 without loss. So New Zealand are twice as far ahead. So they've made a fast start, which they would have wanted in this chase. Oh, Timmy Seifert. Wow, that is some shot. That is some shot. Come off the middle. That is just off a length. Pretty sure it's gone for 6. Chris Brown's still not sure. He's going to double check, but this is some timing.
And this just shows the surface. And when you're seeing 6s straight with ease and just holding their shape, it's an area Tim Seifert's actually improved. Very offside dominant. But this is the back of the length. And now we saw it in Dunedin too. He hit a couple of big bombs down the ground. Chris Brown wants to check. It is quite hard to see because the sun gets low and it's gone for 4.
That's very hard to see. The glare off the surface. The glare in the commentary box as well. Oh, swing and a miss. Seifert will be disappointed he missed out there.
Well, he'll be disappointed because all of his batting he's done is from standing still. And if he had have stood still then, he probably would have hit that over backward point for 6. In some ways, it's a case of saying, we're going really well here. We don't have to keep going harder and harder.
Well, it's interesting, Craig, that in Dunedin it was Chad Bowes that went fast and got off New Zealand off to a quick start. And now it's Tim Seifert's turn, who's it's a 21 from just 8. He's taken on that role of looking to go after the Sri Lankan bowling, put them on the back foot. That swung away down to deep backward square.
Part of it is sort of trying to second guess what the bowler's doing. Kumara is their most aggressive. He runs and hits the pitch now. There's a fielder behind square and also one in the mid wicket. Tim Seifert, just a reminder how destructive he became in Dunedin. It was 79. He got in and then he started playing all the shots around the ground, but he did the hard work first.
Yeah, we saw all the tricks from Tim Seifert. We saw the sheer power he possesses. Finished off that game in style. It's been a good comeback in the over for Lahiru Kumara. First 2 deliveries went for boundaries. Let's have a look at the wagon wheel. Tim Seifert in Dunedin, where he was at his destructive best. He plays 360, which makes him difficult to bowl to. He's got that reverse sweep, almost more of a reverse hit. He's got some serious power, but you're right, Sid, he did do the hard work to begin with and then blossomed as the innings went on. Just singles after the boundary start to the over. 11 from it, 39 without loss.
And the key was he was standing still for a lot of that. He's got such fast hands, Tim Seifert. I was amazed this morning, Mac, actually. I picked up his bat. I hope he didn't mind that. Heavier than I thought. He said it's probably heavier than he normally uses, £2.10. They're big bats, though. I mean, for 210 these days, you can get 2.7, 2.8, and they are big wood because they dry them out so much. So you imagine how big £2.10 is.
Let's have a quick look at the comparison of these two sides. Same stage, Sri Lanka with 25 without loss. New Zealand 39. for no wicket after 4 overs. So a good start by New Zealand, but still a lot of work to do. Sri Lanka had a couple of big partnerships at the top, lost some wickets near the end, but got a total on the board in this decider. Kasun Rajitha, who opened the bowling, about to start his second. And pace off, nicely bowled, and Seifert just adjusted nicely.
That's a good sign from Seifert that he was able to watch that. Picked it up, but also Rajitha, smart play. The slow ball, he's going to have swing in the armoury, but at this stage, it's about staying ahead of the game.
Oh, threw the shot a little bit earlier. It's caught Bowes on the back shoulder, I think. Some extra bounce in the surface.
That was interesting, wasn't it? It's like it's got the back shoulder. Maybe challenged the shot and what he was trying to do. Because it didn't look that short. It certainly bounced. Did well not to rub it, Mac.
Ribs, I reckon. That'll be a bruise there. Nicely bowled again, pace off, and that's where the protection is for Rajitha. Bowes is looking leg side as well. 2 men back waiting for something in the air.
Yeah, if you're going to predict what's happening, you've seen the 2 slow balls. Square leg and mid-wicket. So that's the slow ball. But also, even the pace on ball is going to be straight. If he misses wide, that's a poor delivery, so that can help you plan what you're going to do.
Oh, don't worry about the 2 fielders back on the leg side. That's up into the stand. What a blow from Seifert. Look at the power. That is a monstrous hit. Gee, he's in good touch.
And I reckon that's him using the knowledge of what's going on. 2 fielders back, he's shown he likes to bowl an off spinner as the slow one. He's going to get inside it, underneath it.
Too predictable. 3 slow balls and 4 deliveries. You're right. Seifert was sitting back waiting, knew what was coming. And didn't he deliver? That's well bowled. They'll come through for a single. That's the hard thing when you've got ball in hand. You cannot be too predictable with what you're delivering.
In some ways, you just about have got to, if you're going to bowl slow, you've got to have 2 options. The one that comes in and maybe the one that goes away. But you're right, Seifert knew that was coming. And what he did is he set up. Now, if it was going to be quick and fast, he had a bailout option, but he was preparing for it. And he knocked it into the blue seats with ease.
Oh, it's a full toss and Bowes has missed out. Just looking to overhit it. End of the over, 5 gone, New Zealand 48 without loss. Bit of Rasputin on the ground PA. Sri Lankan fans, great crowd here on the bank at Sir John Davies Oval. Nahiru Kumara with ball in hand, bowling from the Remarkables end. Seifert on strike. Oh, yoy. Is this out? Is this out? Is this out? Oh, what an effort! Not enough, but that is full commitment.
That would have been an absolute specky. Up into the big blue sky once again. A scramble backwards, frantically trying to get back and then diving. Doesn't lay a finger on it in the end. 1 bounce for 4.
Oh, he's 12th man too. No one to do, Fernando. Oh. Seifert is riding his luck in every way imaginable here. 50 partnership up. Just to go again. Can't quite beat cover.
I've said it all day and I'll continue to mention it. It is a hard ground to field on. It looks innocuous. You think it should be perfect sighting conditions. You get a nice look at it, big blue sky, but actually that's what makes you lose that depth perception. And there's just a little bit of a breeze blowing across the ground, and that just continues to take it away. When you lose that perception of just how far away from you it is, you get those scrambling feet trying to make up the difference at the end.
Bowes has gone straight up. Not for the first time this summer. A shot like this, and that is taken. It was a measured contribution to the partnership from Chad Bowes, but it's come to an end. He's been dismissed 3 times this summer, trying to play that shot. Another top edge.
Just looking to go through the leg side on this occasion, going across the line, and it is the big top edge. Catching chance once again, and it's the man with the gloves on that calls for it. Well-held catch. Bowes is going to go for 17. New Zealand now 53 for 1.
Heru Kamara has the first. Straight off the mark is Latham. Good single taken. Here's the shot again. Bowes trying to clip it away on the leg side. It was just a little straight. Misjudged the line. Found that edge. Popped up for Kusal Mendes, who made no secret of calling early for that one.
3 fielders close by, and I think that's 3 very relieved fielders too. The wicket keeper made the early call, committed, and ended up comfortably grabbing it.
Oh, that's a loose delivery, and it's a wide. Good work from Mendes behind the stumps. Played by Seifert, still capable of a more nuanced approach as well as the big hitting. I'm just talking to Mark Richardson sitting outside during the first 5 overs of that power play. Seifert's ability to make that connection, to hit the big shot when he doesn't have a lot of room. There's not a lot of lever involved in terms of the arms, but he's so quick through the shot, Frank, and so good with the wrists that even when the ball hits a little higher up the bat, still has the power to drive through.
Yeah, he's got fast hands, that's for sure. He is lightning quick, hand speed through the ball.
There's an appeal from Kamara, but it was very short-lived. So that's the end of the over, 58 for 1.
Good start for the New Zealand side. A couple of crucial mistakes if you're a Sri Lankan fan. Catches up into the big blue, and after that it was just punished. Tim Seifert, key man throughout the first 6 overs. As Chad Bowes contributed 17 off 18, foul in the final over of the power play. At the end of 6, New Zealand 58 for 1. solid power play for Sri Lanka when they had bat in hand, 48 without loss, put themselves into a good position to put a great score on the board. And this has been the start that New Zealand have needed to the chase. Try and get themselves ahead of the game required right now, sitting just under 9s.
So Wanindu Hasaranga searching for wickets. Wrongen to start with. Well looked after by Seifert. Punches it out. Point for 1.
Be interested as to the pace that Hasaranga bowls here at Queenstown. There's enough on the surface for the spinners. There's just a bit of grip. And there can be some bounce as well, but you've got to find the right pace, and that's something that I actually think that Ish Sodhi did exceptionally well for the New Zealanders. Didn't get too quick and too flat into the surface. Actually allowed get the ball slightly above the eye line, could drift the ball in the air, get some purchase off the surface with both turn and slightly variable bounce at times. Concern with Hasaranga is he likes to bowl quick, likes to bowl flat, and skid the ball on.
Just a hint of flight this time from Hasaranga. Nathan punches it down the ground for 1.
It's positive signs for mine. Just that ability in your first over. A lot of your first over as a spinner is information gathering, the ability to run in and bowl your stop ball, see how much you can get the ball to turn, see what bounces on off or what pace you need to settle in and bowl. And do all of that whilst not getting hit for boundaries and not putting yourself under pressure and ideally picking up a wicket. So an easy ask. But good opportunity to bring him into the attack. Bowling the 7th over as soon as that power play is complete to get Hasaranga into the attack.
Oh, he's missed. There's an appeal for a stumping. And they're going to check this out. It was sharp work behind the stumps from Mendes. I think Seifert had the foot in his crease.
We have an umpire review for stumping. I've checked the front foot and it's a fair delivery. Can we start with front on vision, please? Ball passes close to the bat. Can we go to ultra edge, please? Okay, clear gap, clear gap, clear gap, flat line, clear gap, and yep, clear gap. Thank you. Satisfied no bat involved. Can we move to side on for the stumping, please? Okay, gloves behind, ball and gloves, foot on line, foot. Appears to be over. Can we just... Yep, thank you. Satisfied that the foot is grounded behind. I have a decision for the big screen.
Seifert survives thanks to a couple of centimetres of foot. Saranga. Really interesting top spinner there, and it stayed really low. There he's gone for the reverse. No one back there. Seifert survives the scare and then doubles down. Moves into the 40s.
Yeah, I like the aggressive approach. Missed out on the conventional sweep. The ball before and then goes into the switch it. Goes up and over the offside.
Single to finish. Hasaranga's first over goes for 7. It's 65 for 1. 118 from 78. That is the equation. Required rate of 9.08, which is slightly ahead. New Zealand 9 runs ahead of Sri Lanka at the same time in their innings. And here is Ikshana. Drifts that down leg. Seifert now through to 45. Latham's got an interesting role to play here, Frank. Seifert is obviously in a major way, and he's just picked up where he left off in Dunedin. Tom Latham probably doesn't have to do anything too crazy. Just play the support role, feed Seifert the strike as much as possible, build his own innings in his own way.
Got a strike rate of just 96 against right arm spin throughout his T20 career so far, so it is an interesting position to be in. Got to make sure that it's Seifert that's facing the majority of the deliveries at the moment. Very strong on the sweep shot, Tom Latham. It's about finding space, about finding gaps.
Looking to play. Just a single there, straight to backward point.
And because of the way that Tim Seifert's playing, it actually allows Tom Latham a little bit more breathing room in that number 3 position. It means he can just work the ball around before he has to take on that really aggressive role. So it's actually a nice position potentially for Tom Latham to find himself in. He got an in-batter set going, making it look easy.
Should just be the one, and will be out to mid-wicket. Yeah, they will have to keep an eye on that run rate. 9.32 now, but the game is just in that stage where that run rate can suddenly leap up 10 or 11 per over, and that becomes a slightly different proposition when you're needing 2 boundaries an over instead of 1. Again, just the single. It's 4 singles from the over. Some responsibility here, perhaps, on Seifert to make it a better over from a New Zealand point of view.
Yeah, been a great over for Sri Lanka so far, and now it's just trying to get yourself out of it. As a bowler, a dot or a 1 here is a real win.
That flies away down to fine leg, much to the chagrin of Theekshana. Couple of runs to finish. 71 for 1. It's a scene right there, isn't it? Crowd on the bank and the hills behind, looking back towards Arrowtown. Wanaka over the other side of the hills, Crown Range, Remarkables. There's not a bad perspective anywhere here. Terrible, terrible time for our cameras and director. Just got a tickle on it, did Latham, had to go in the end.
Like the option to Hasaranga, especially from Latham, left-hander. Throughout his career, Hasaranga has struggled bowling to the left-handers, finding that line, and even throughout the series has been very leg side. You'd expect that to continue. Bowling to the slightly bigger boundary as well on that occasion.
Was only a matter of time, wasn't it? It was only a matter of time. Tim Seifert hits yet another 6. 50 up for Tim Seifert, consecutive half centuries. And this has been another classy knock.
lined it up. And slog sweep once again from Tim Seifert, a favourite shot. Comfortably up into the stands. Excellent striking once again. 5 4s, 3 6s, strike rate of 200.
This time turns it round the corner for the single. Picked up on this too in Dunedin on Wednesday, Frank. Tim Seifert's ability to play the big shot and then not get carried away with the next delivery. And almost invariably in Dunedin, a 6 or a 4 would be followed by a measured shot just for single, get down the other end, calm down, come back into the game. That to me shows immense maturity from Tim Seifert, not letting himself get carried away with his own momentum.
Yeah, just good batting. Really just smart. It's clever. Use the skills that you've got and showing that experience as well.
It's his fastest half-century, Tim Seifert, today in his T20 international career. This one goes past point. They'll look for a couple. Have to go, have to go.
Doesn't score them slowly, Tim Seifert, though. 26 balls today. His other career 50s coming up, 29. 30 balls twice, 32 balls twice in the slowest one. 35 balls, pedestrian.
Yes. It's like watching the March of the Penguins, that. Glacial. Good delivery to finish for Hasaranga, but an expensive over. It's gone for 11, it's 82 for 1. There's the worm comparison. New Zealand's staying above the yellow line of Sri Lanka at the moment. 101 from 66, the equation. 9.18. So essentially on par with the original required rate, New Zealand. So staying in touch here. 9 wickets in hand. Tim Seifert, 55, and Latham on 6. Sri Lanka goes back to Lahuru Kamara, fresh in the side again today. By far the quickest bowler in the Sri Lankan side. Oh, that's sharp running. Really is. Good call from Latham. Run through for the single.
Just continued on his good form as Tim Seifert found his range in Dunedin and has continued that on. A little let off from time to time, but he's been brilliant. The switch hit, the conventional sweeps to go along with it. He's kept it all around the ground here. It's John Davies Oval. He just looks a man in sublime form, Tim Seifert.
He's got an opportunity today to go on, post something truly special. And that one has flown off the bat. Down to a wide third man. Tommy Shaw, part of the bat that hit. Oh, they're going to have a nosy here to check the run out.
TV umpire director, we have an umpire review for run out at the striker's end. Can you show me this side on angle, please? Thank you. Okay, bat is grounded. Yeah. Thank you. I have a decision for the big screen.
That is a heck of a dive. That would have got at least 5 from the Russian judge.
It's always fascinating to watch those side-on shots when the throw is wide, high and wide, just how long it takes to actually get the ball back to the stumps compared to what it would be if it was a direct hit.
Oh, and that flies past Mendes, and it'll fly away to the boundary. too fine. Seifert keeps on producing here.
That's another 4 to the total. Trying to go full straight Yorker. Just off the pads, running away for 4. It's just that slightly scattergun approach once again from Lahiru. Just needs to find his range and find it quickly. He's coming up against a rampant Tim Seifert.
Yeah, they've been all over the show, haven't they? Sri Lankan bowlers today. Seifert got a fair piece of that too. In fact, he's gone for 4.
Danger times now for Sri Lanka. Got to find a way to stop the bleeding here. Tim Seifert just into anything short, into anything leg side. There's already 11 runs coming from this over, still 2 balls to go. Lahiru's got to find a way to get out of this over. Needs to find a dot, a single, get Seifert down the non-striker's end.
Down the wicket this time. Didn't get hold of that at all, Seifert, but the intent is always there. 1 ball less than they're left in the over, and I've got the chance. Just want to say a big thank you to Sparks head Jeff Latch for all that he has done for us and for the organisation, for the concept. We've loved working for you, mate. And we know how much you care and how passionate you are about sport in New Zealand. It's been an absolute pleasure. And there's runs here. Down to a wide third man. Just the single to finish the over.
Final over when you think about it.
I'm just excited to be sitting alongside you, Mark. First time this year.
All right, welcome.
Yeah, set up nicely though, isn't it, with the way Seifert's been playing. He can just keep pushing, keep pushing. At some stage, Tom Latham will say, right, it's my turn as well. Both can afford to go, but at the moment, the strike rate's done with ease from Seifert, carrying on that great form from Dunedin.
He's made a fantastic return. He's been out of the side for some time, doing his thing in the various leagues. He's been playing for New Zealand for a couple of years. Back in, loving it, running around the park, contributing with the bat. Has he hit that? How's he hit that? He's got that so late. I thought he'd missed it and hit him in the foot. He's a wicket keeper. He might not be wicket keeper in the moment, but they're so good at these shots.
The key is, and the replay was halfway through it, is getting the bat out in front of yourself really early. And then by getting the bat out really early, you're in a position then just to change the flack like that. And he's only got a tiny little bit of it, but that's all you need. And often people will say, but it's high risk. It's not really these days, Mark.
Riskiest part for him is that he doesn't clobber the stumps with his bat after he's hit the ball.
He could go again too. The thing is, he played it to the ball that was really full, and that's the hardest one because you've got to stay so low.
Well, interesting change. Third man is brought up, or deep back point, and mid-off drops back to long off. Well, the slower ball, that was the reason.
Yeah, and it's used with calculation. If you've got a bowler that runs in and hits the deck hard and gets bounced, you can play it because you're more scooping it and getting underneath the bounce. And then even a skiddy one, because Seifert plays as well, he gets the bat out early, he stays low. You've only got to be 2 metres either side of the guy on the 45, and it's a boundary. It's a safe shot these days.
Nathan goes to his favoured little pickup pull shot. Gee, timed that well as well, all the way.
Brings up the 50 partnership between these two, and this is what Tom Latham's so good at. It's a good pitch. There's such good pace, and he just uses the pace. He doesn't try and fight it. Again, it's smart. It's that craft of batting. Instead of trying to bludgeon the ball to left, right and centre, it's using what's in your advantage, and that's pace.
50 partnership between these two as well. Seifert, the aggressor, 31 from 20 of them. Nathan doing a fine job making sure that New Zealand don't lose 2 quick wickets. Great combination.
Well, it's a doddle now. If you look at it, 76 off 56 on this pitch. I always used to say on this surface, Mark, you'd play a T20 game and you might face 20 balls and you walk off and you just put your bat down and go, what a waste. And it's more a waste that this is pitched nearly too good for just 20 overs. You sort of think, why can't I get an opportunity to bat on this for 70 or 80? It's so much fun. It's so good to bat on.
How many in Plunket Shield, which is New Zealand first-class cricket, 4-day cricket, do they get to play out here?
Oh, I played about 10, so enough. It was a home venue for Otago, and we played here quite a bit.
Waited on it forever. Another shoveled it to the onside. Good over for New Zealand. 109 for 1 after 11.
But it was also a good pitch for everything, because even we've seen today, it can swing. So the swing bowlers, and a good pace, a good bounce. So if you're a shoulder bowler, you can get that out of it. But if you're a dibbly-dobbly medium pacer who does nothing with the ball, you're going to have a tough day at the office. But it also turns, and it turns more on days 2, 3 and 4 because it dries out and it can grip a bit more.
You're pushing for a test match down here, aren't you, Craig?
I'm not the only one. I think Neil Wagner might have texted me and said, I'd love to play a test match in Queenstown. It might be because he got 5 wickets and 6 balls on this pitch too.
I'd love to come down here for a test match and work on one. But I don't know if I would actually, because it's probably the golfing capital of New Zealand, and cricketers nowadays take so long to bowl their overs in a test day that I run out of daylight hours to go and play.
It's daylight to 11 o'clock in the middle of summer here, Mark, at night.
There's Hasaranga.
Your problem, Mark, when it comes to playing golf down here is that because it is the golf capital, well, normally the tee-off times are quite booked up, and often there may be a 2 who are booked in and you have to join someone to play with them later in the night, and there will be no one who wants you to join them. They'll be like, no, sorry, we're not playing with you, so you won't be able to get on.
Ruin their day.
Maybe even their week.
Soft sweep shot. Boy, he hits them hard, doesn't he? Such a good player of spin. Oh no, they've missed it. What have you done down there? I was looking out the window trying to find the throw in. Never got it in the hand to throw it.
I was into the sun from where we're looking at, and he did time it nicely, Latham. Shana tried to get it, just went over it. The hands, when they're pointing down, when you try and stop it, no, it just went through the fingers. He nearly could have picked that up on the run.
Rather flamboyant attempt. Now with a little reverse one. Can't get it through, though. Really good player in the middle of an innings, both in T20 and in one-day cricket, Latham. Perfect player to have coming in and playing against the spin bowlers. He'll be crucial to New Zealand's chances in the World Cup in the subcontinent in India. A little wrong, and Seifert goes to the sweep as well. Just one.
Probably more so now when you consider that potentially high likelihood that Kane Williamson's got to be part of it. He might also have that captain's armband on, which adds extra pressure to Tom Latham.
Sweeping again, sweeping in the gap. Oh, and another misfield. Cough up a run. They're not having a great day in the field here, Sri Lanka.
You put pressure on, and then a wee bit of the confidence starts to drop. Try to pick up one hand. It's all pretty casual. He's been watching too many helicopters land instead of aeroplanes, Mark.
$118 for one. They've had a good day out here today. Fantastic turnout. Easter Saturday here in New Zealand. Public holiday.
What's that? Today a public holiday?
Well, I paid about $6.50 for a latte, so I'm assuming it was.
Callers two. They're not going to get back. I thought for it to be a public holiday, you've got to have the day as being part of the week.
Yeah, it may be right. So do you think I've been charged a surcharge this morning and I really shouldn't have been?
That's the Mark Richardson charge. You haven't seen the flyer, have you? They're nearly making T20 look boring here, these two players, Mark. We're just talking off the air that they're nearly in the accumulation phase, but they're picking up 8, 9, 10 and over.
Yeah, they've summed it up. The way Seifert's playing as well. Latham, he would have summed it up. He hasn't really changed what he's doing out there, but Seifert looks like he's summed it up as well. He's done the hard work early. Now he's got a golden opportunity just to knock it around. So often players will get going and they just keep going and going and going. He's come back a gear in the last couple of overs. Wants to. Found the correct angle. Good gather and a good throw, but good running between the wickets.
Which is a really nice thing to see, because often you see players just keep going up and up and up, and now Seifert's going, right, I back myself. Great running by Tom Latham. Bit of a slip, spikes didn't go in. They're full of dried grass.
It's paper cuts now. Sri Lanka will know it. They've got to take a wicket. And how are they going to take a wicket? Well, dots, pressure. These two are not allowing them to do that. It's a width. in the gap. 2 more.
I think they've also settled in, Mark, where they're going, right, this pitch is so good, we know we're going to pick up a boundary. They only need 1 every 2 overs. They can score off every ball.
All too easy at the moment for New Zealand. 13 overs gone, 126 for 1.
Maybe also respecting what they believe is Sri Lanka's most important bowler or dangerous bowler. Big Shana, who has been dangerous, and they've respected him and picked him up for 8. He's gone for 19 off his 3 overs. Big bat that by Tim Seifert. Look at the edges on that, Mark. Not a lot of weight or wood in the bottom of it. It's quite flat and then bows out.
Rachita looks like he's going to come back, calling from the airport end, the Remarkables end. So that's a change of ends for him. How's he going to get a wicket here? Well, maybe get one if Nathan goes too far across.
But unlucky at the start. He bowled and had bows dropped at the deep backward point. And very next ball got put into the grandstand, so it's always a hard one from a bowler when you should have picked up a wicket. And they needed to get ones early and they didn't.
He wants that area behind square. He's done well there. He should. No, it just gets 1. He was trying to get that a little bit finer. Play the pickup. Rajita gets on a good length. Latham just wants to see if he can get one past that man at short, fine leg.
It's what I like about Tom Latham, the way he plays, especially white ball cricket. And as well, he does it in 1 days as well. He uses the pace. So there's always only ever one fielder behind, just about square on the leg side and the offside, and he's happy to use the pace. Play the pickup, get under the bounce, beat backward point along the ground, because he knows if he beats those 2 fielders, he's going to get at least 2, maybe 4. Very often you see Tom Latham trying to take on and long off.
Just 3 dot balls in the last 6 overs. Shows how efficient New Zealand's been in this run chase. Oh no, bad luck. He's throwing himself off his feet. It was a good ball from Regina. He tried to take it away from Seifert. But the form Seifert's in, his hand-eye's so good, he's got away with it.
And the edges of the bat are so big. He's got right at the toe on the just about back of the bat. And I know Tim Seifert's had some real challenges in the last year and a half. You sometimes think this game really doesn't like me. It's against me. Well, I suppose swings and roundabouts. Eventually you get some things go your way.
Regina did nothing wrong there. He saw him going to the leg side, went wide. What's he got now? Gets away with one that was hitting the head. In the air is he on nice skates out there, Seifert?
It's time to clean out the spikes. They've actually got him in the arm or leg. There you go, we have a slip. Time to get the wire brush out.
Wants to again. It's a chase for deep point. Comfortable too. The placement's very good from these 2.
It's a ground also that Tom Latham would like because it's bigger. And his home ground at Hagley. You beat the fielders in the inner ring, like he just said there. He timed it as 2. So many big pockets for him to be able to access that. His strike rate's built on scoring just about off every ball with 2s and then the odd 4.
Well, he's 30 from 21. Great strike rate. I feel like he's hardly played his shot. A couple of good sweeps, nice drives. Playing with fire a little bit. Bowling at that leg stump here at Jeter. He's got fine leg up in the ring. He's got a backward square leg. And a deep mid wicket. That's the line. When he bowls that line, then you can only really get hit out to the 3 players on the boundary and the onside. If he gets 2 leg side, it's going to go further behind square, and then for Beats, player up in the ring, who's the only player in the ring on the onside. And he's got trouble.
I think it's nearly time that Tim Seifert might start saying, right, I'm going to push the turbo boost mark. If he can pick up another 15 or 16 runs off 5 or 6 balls, he gets it below run a ball, and then Latham can bring it home.
Line it up. It was a nice slow ball. 137 for 1.
Yeah, and the combination that Latham set, as I've said, if Seifert can get 20 off the next 10, then he's going to ask Tom Latham to bring it home, needing 6 and over with power all around him, and Mitchell to come, Chapman, Neesham.
Six overs to go. Required rate is under 8. 7.67. The original rate was 9.15. Just over 9. It's under 8s now. Broken the back of this run chase. Wickets is the only thing that will cost them now. 46 from 36. You're in that. Once you're under 50, and if Sri Lanka do have a good over, you can counter with wickets in hand. You need a big over. You can spend a wicket getting there. They can up the risk rate if they like, with only 6 overs remaining. At the moment, I don't think they need to do anything different. Yeah, you're right. Tim Seifert could take off if he wanted and make it easy if he gets away with it. That's brilliant. That is so good. It was the little leggy from HC, and it was brilliant.
This is why he's so dangerous. He was bowling little in-swingers to the right-hander. How that's just about seam back in. In some ways, the carom ball, which goes the opposite way. Latham was ready to punch it in, just cramped him up. So, good innings by Latham. His 31 comes to an end, 137 for 2.
Darren Mitchell out the middle, very positive player. 47 matches, a really good average. Look at the strike rate, 140. Perfect player for Seifert to have at the other end. Mitchell won't allow anyone to bowl at him. Boy, that was a good delivery.
A wonderful delivery. But yeah, Mitchell, of interest will be how he attacks this. He likes to use his feet. He likes to go straight. Will he have the confidence to do it straight away?
He's going to play a little reverse sweep. He's so positive, and he'll get underway with a couple. Yeah, have a look at this. I thought it was a little leggy, but when you have a look at it, almost could have seamed in. Round the wicket, creating angle. It's just pitched, and it's just come in enough
It's the wee flick of the finger. So when he releases it, it's like a little leg roller, which means the wrist starts to point to the 45. Watch the wrist angle towards the 45. Go the other way. And then the backspin on the ball because of the flick of the finger. Then it'll make grab and go the other way.
Pick that. There's another one to the right-hander this time, and it does move off the pitch.
It's so hard to bowl because your finger has to be so strong, and that's quick. It's 102k, so to be able to flick it with your finger, a cricket ball, is so tough. Your fingers aren't strong enough. You might be able to do it with a tennis ball. Go out in the yard and try and flick a tennis ball with your finger behind it. It'll hurt your finger.
So what sort of finger weights do you do? Well, he wants to play the reverse sweep in this innings. I think every ball he's played it to, Mitchell.
I think you try, Marcus, use your finger to open your wallet. See if that works.
Well, this one was out the back of the hand this time. And that goes the other way. It's just enough, isn't it? Oh, could this over get them back in? And it's pushed the required rate up to 8.5 now. It's difficult. Mitchell's just happy to take a single. There's 5 overs to go. It's 140 for 2.
Those rooms are quite close together, but you have to say New Zealand in control here in Queenstown. 43 from 30. The key is 8 wickets in hand. And a player at the crease is on 79. Tim Seiferd's been outstanding. 79 from 44, continuing on his good form from Dunedin. Hasaranga, 4th and final over. Daryl Mitchell's got plenty of intent. Placement's really good. We'll get a nice, comfortable 2. Get the feeling, Frankie Mackay, that New Zealand want to finish this quickly and finish in some style.
Yeah, well, it's what has made them so successful throughout the series and throughout today as well, is that aggressive approach, getting yourself ahead of the game. The last thing you want to do is have this dragging on to the last over.
Have to go, Seiferd. Direct hit would have been interesting.
That's a good piece of fielding, but it was just the throw, a little bit wayward. Would have been close with a direct hit. But again, it's that aggressive approach, even to the running. Just minimising dot balls. It means you're always chopping and changing between batters.
Swung away, hit hard, hit flat into the gap for 4. Excellent placement from Tim Seiferd. Gee, he's carved that nicely. What about the power?
It's a short ball from Hasaranga. Try and bowl into the surface. Splits the 2 fielders in the deep to Seiferd. Moves into the 80s.
Carves it through the offside. What about the placement again? 1 on the leg side, 1 on the offside. This is quality stuff from Seiferd. He races along to 87. This is impressive.
Short once again this time. Off its width on the offside. And a man in the form that Tim Seiferd is in. He picks the gap, picks it perfectly, and goes back-to-back boundaries off Hasaranga.
that gone? Out to deep wicket. New high score for Tim Seifert in T20s. Goes past his previous best of 84. So, best of 88. Can he get to 100? Just 12 away. Two's the call from Mitchell. Has he weighted this nicely enough? He has. Good stuff. It's a big boundary. There's lots of ground to cover. Good over. 14 from it. 154 for 2. .29 needed from just 24. New Zealand have got this under control. This third and final match, the decider between these two teams, on the back of Tim Seifert. He's 88 from 47. What an innings it's been, back-to-back innings that have been so impressive. Madushan comes back now for 26 from his 2 overs. Seifert has seen it like a beach ball. That's a slow ball. Oh, out! Oh, no, that's a sad way for Tim Seifert to have to go. It was a slow ball that he just had to reach for. And in the end, he found cover, and it brings the end of our next superb innings from Tim Seifert. A knock that should get New Zealand home, but won't quite finish in the style he was hoping for.
Oh, the disappointment was obvious. Been an exceptional innings once again from Tim Seifert. It's the slower ball bowled into the surface, just sat there to be hit. Tim Seifert out of the screws once again, but caught by Rajita. He goes for 88, New Zealand 154 for 3.
Mark Chapman comes in at number 5. An opportunity for him to come in and finish this game off. 29 from 23 needed by New Zealand here. That's the John Davies Oval. It's been a beautiful day. Sun's still shining. Beautiful, remarkable mountains in the background. It really is as picturesque a setting as you get anywhere around the world. Good start to the over for the right armour. He picks up the key wicket of Tim Seifert, who played beautifully again with 88. Now it's up to Mitchell and Chapman to get New Zealand home. Nice drive. What a way to start by Mark Chapman. An off drive that will run away for 4. Superb timing. Touch of class from the left-hander.
Just like Eden Park, gets himself underway with a boundary straight down the ground. Timing excellent, placement even better. Great way to get your innings started for Chapman.
Sri Lanka still have to believe here. 2 good overs and all of a sudden they can still win this match. Oh, whoa! What a delivery that is. That's come off the helmet of Chapman, who didn't really get the chance to play a shot, and he's just going to check. And I think he'll need a new helmet. The physio will come out and just do a wee test, but this is some bouncer. Right on the badge. Oh! Evasive action wasn't good enough, couldn't get out the way of it. Oh, it's hit him hard, hit him flush, so that helmet will need to be replaced, I would suggest, but that's what they're there for. Very good protective equipment. Some delivery.
That's just climbed out of nowhere. Excellent short ball from Madushan. That is right on the button. You talk about the height that you want to try and get those bounces going through at. It is anything above shoulder. That's what you're after. Gets into that zone of being unable to control it when you are playing it. You saw the hands go up initially from Chapman, looking to play it first, then wanting to get out of the way, and just ending up in no man's land. Gets it hard.
Tim Seifert was the star again for New Zealand with the bat. Showed his immense power, ability to pick off boundaries. That reverse sweep slash hit makes it difficult to bowl to. It's an important knock that New Zealand needed again in this big chase. He's very inventive. He really did lead the way for New Zealand. Interesting reply from Madushan. First ball he bowled to Mark Chapman, got hit for 4 down the ground. He said, I'm not having any more of that. As another plane makes its way beside the ground, about to make a landing. Hope to know how many throughout the day we've seen, but it's plenty. And then Madushan said, right, I'm not going to pitch the next one up. It's going to be a quick bouncer that's going to be right on target. So it's been an entertaining 2 deliveries that Mark Chapman's faced so far. One came off the middle of the bat for 4. The other one came off the middle of the helmet. Just doing some readjustment with the helmet, getting the right bits of foam in. That's a nice start. Lovely off drive to get off the mark and get underway. The bowler said, I'm not having any of that. Cop that. Right on target. It's not often, Frankie, that you actually can't get out the way of the bouncer somehow, but that was right on target.
And just how far it flew off the helmet as well. The ball's ended up heading out towards the circle. Really hit with some force. He talked about, after that boundary was struck, that Sri Lanka have to still believe that they can win this game, believe that they can bowl a couple of good overs and have a chance at the back end of this match. And deliveries like that, that's only got to add to the belief. It's got to show you there's enough there that you can make something special happen. We saw it in the last over of the bowling innings for New Zealand. Matt Henry tasked with bowling in the last, and just 3 runs coming from it. So it is possible in T20 cricket. Things do happen. See guys run in, take a hat-trick, all of a sudden game's completely changed. You'll have players at the moment sitting there in shorts and jandals, feet up, relaxed, thinking they won't have to bat, then all of a sudden that scramble happens, that panic happens.
Right, Mitchell on strike. So ran a leg by off the helmet. So Mark Chapman at the non-strikers end. Well, that's the thing about T20 cricket, isn't it? Things can happen and change very quickly. You've got to be prepared for that. Sri Lanka still have to believe. Interesting, might look back on that 20th over of their innings from Matt Henry that only went for 3. All momentum was lost. That's an over you expect to go for 10 to 15. And then all of a sudden New Zealand are chasing 195 and it's a different story. That was an amazing over from Henry under pressure. That's out the back of the hand. 2's the call. An early call from Mitchell, but it'll only be 1.
Showing off the full array of skills. We've seen the quick bouncer, we've seen out the back of the hand, that delivery just 99 kilometres an hour. So difficult to find your timing, and that's just pure power. Just muscled that down the ground from Mitchell. But I think there'll be a couple of overs that the Sri Lankan side will rue. It'll be that last over that took away all the momentum they'd built. And there was also a maiden over bowled by Adam Milne in that 20 overs. And on a pitch so good, a ground where 182 scored, to bowl a maiden, just exceptional.
Into the over. 3 overs left, 160 for 3. Beautiful pictures from the deep south island here in New Zealand. This is Queenstown. What a tourist spot this place is. If you're a daredevil, adventure seeker, there's lots to do. Jump off bridges, jump out of planes, whatever you want to do. Others that like the ground, there's golf, there's all sorts. Oh, he's gone big, but he hasn't timed it, so land one bounce to the fielder. Mitchell's looking for the big shot.
What's the right idea from Daryl Mitchell? You're looking to get the job done. Ideally, if you're the chasing team, you don't want it going to the last over. You want to set yourself up to get it done over to spare. It's generally your perfect way to set up a chase. So I'll be really looking to put the foot down if they can.
That's in the air. That's going to land safe. Up and over cover. And they'll come back for a comfortable 2. Sri Lanka somehow have to get it down to the final over, Frankie. New Zealand will want it finished before that final over. Ideally, Sri Lanka would love 7 or 8 in the bank heading into that final over. Then it's game on. It's going to take some work, with New Zealand needing 20 from 16.
Well, that's just what you have to keep in the back of your mind, is anything can happen when you get to the last over.
Oh, down the leg side. Is that off the pad? Oh, it's called wide. By Chris Brown. I just heard a noise. I think that's come off the pad, and they're saying, can we go upstairs? Going upstairs. He thinks it's a nick.
TV umpire to director, we have a player review for caught behind. On-field decision was not out. Check the front foot and it's a fair delivery. Can we start with front on vision, please?
Yep, here it comes.
Okay, ball passes close to the back. Can we go to ultra edge, please? Okay, clear gap, roll through, clear gap, roll through. Thank you. Satisfied, no bat involved. We'll go back on field to Chris to stay with your original decision.
Change of decision here because Chris Brown called wide. No. Changes his decision, so good review by Sri Lanka. No edge, but there was pad. And that makes sense. They do burn their last review. Had 2. And both reviews are gone now, but they saved themselves a run.
Been a good over so far too, just the 4 runs coming from it. Last 2 deliveries become vitally important. If these last 2 can just go for dots and ones.
Mitchell wants the boundary. He's looking leg side here. Watch out. Oh, that's flicked away. Gonna go! Could be in trouble, Chapman. He put in a good dive. We're gonna go upstairs and check it out. Good work from Rajitha.
TV umpire to director, we have a run out review at the striker's end. Can you show me best side on angle, please?
Yep.
Thank you. Satisfied the bat's on the ground. Have a decision from the big screen.
Not out. Good dive by Chapman. Rejected just a little bit, took a little bit long in releasing, getting it out of the hand. These games are often won and lost by millimetres. Key moments at key times. Desperation is crucial. Oh, well bowled. It's going to be a leg bye, but it's an excellent over from the experienced Rajitha. Just the 6 runs from it. 2 overs left, 166 for 3.
Just 2 overs remaining, 17 runs required. Queensland still looking good. The Spurs still alive. They look after it. They look after the Blackcats. Make some noise for the Spurs. Make some noise for the Blackcats. Clean home. It's been a lasting 10 runs.
Mitchell and Chapman out in the middle. They have to get New Zealand home. They need 17 from 12. Most circumstances you say no problem, should be done. But this is the fickle nature of T20 cricket where anything can happen.
Do you think Ishsodi's got the pads on now?
Has to come on next, doesn't he? There is the opportunity for a super over as well to decide the series. So hang on tight. There he is, no pads on. Nisham looks like he's ready to go. It's a slow ball. It's just going to be a single. This has been good from Sri Lanka. We saw it from New Zealand at the end of their innings. New Zealand need a boundary. 2 boundaries kills this game.
We've been talking about 2 good overs, and that's what Sri Lanka needed. Last one only went for 6. If they can somehow manage to do that again, all of a sudden it gets really nervy into that last over. Talk about the ability of leaving yourself 7 or 8 off the last gives you a chance, but if you're Sri Lanka, if you can push that out to 10 or 11, nervous times.
Pace off, pace off. Good piece of timing, work for the fielders, do great work. Really good work. It's the skipper that's down there at long off, and he might have saved 2. That's impressive from Shanaka. He had a lot of ground to cover and he did it well.
Good striking once again. Daryl Mitchell back in the box, looking for length to get under, looking to be able to go leg side. It's wide of the off stump, so he adjusts. Goes the long off region. It's 2 to the total.
Slow ball again. Protection on the leg side, so it will just be 1. New Zealand's still looking for this boundary just to make things a little bit easier.
And New Zealand seeking boundary completely changes the game. Sri Lanka seeking dots. They can find a way to pick up a wicket, beat the bat. That's what they're after, dot balls.
.13 from 9. Well bowled, well bowled. You can just hear the crowd getting involved now. It's been good support for Sri Lanka throughout this tour. Everyone realises how close this is going to be. 12 off 8, 2 balls crucial in this 19th over.
Talking about that need to seek a boundary. This will be one. Daryl Mitchell's lining up here. Expect to see him get back and across outside the off stump, try and line up that favoured leg side. There is 3 men back in protection, but that is the favoured area. It's a shorter boundary.
Does he go full at the stumps? Look for the Yorker. Oh, he goes slow ball again. Should be 2, just 1. He's taken pace off the deliveries here. This over, he's just gone for 6 again on the back of the previous over that just went for 6. Sri Lanka still got a real chance here. This final ball's a free hit. Chapman has to find the boundary.
Yeah, free swing here. Swing yourself off your feet. Try and put it to or over the boundary. If you lose your wicket, that's okay. Daryl Mitchell will be on strike for the start of the next over. So a free swing here.
Big ball, this one right here. Oh, well bowled. It's a perfect Yorker. And it's going to be another single. It's going to be another single. What an over. 7 from it. New Zealand need 10 to win. 1 over left. 173 for 3. Excellent bowling. Previous 2 overs have gone for just 13. And now New Zealand need double figures off the final over. They need 10. 7 wickets in the shed. There'll be question marks if New Zealand don't find a way to win this.
Well, how quickly a game changes as well. It's been 2 good overs in a row. There's pace-off delivery, taking it away from the right-hander. Excellent piece of fielding from the skipper to keep it for 2. How important is that going to be? It's pace-off once again. Just couldn't get it away. Just couldn't quite find a gap, and then the perfect Yorker to finish off. Full straight, got the job done.
It's just been a team meeting in the middle, Frankie. Everyone trying to work out who's going to bowl the final over. Is it going to be the skipper? He did it at Eden Park, didn't he? Trying to work out who's going to bowl what. Everyone nodding their heads in agreement. Is it Shanaka? No, it's Kamara. Lahuru, 1 for 29 from 3 overs. The extra pace. It's the experienced fast bowler who's put the hand up and said, give me the ball. I'll do this. I'll win the game. 10 needed by New Zealand.
See, I like that team meeting. I like the fact they've got everyone together. There's no excuse now. Everyone is on the same page. Exactly what they're trying to do. Exactly what the right way to go about this is.
Final over, 10 needed. They go slow. He goes slow. Chapman hits it for 6. Oh, that's impressive from the left-hander. He missed his length. He took pace off, and Chapman said, I'll have a piece of that.
Pressure, what pressure? Pace off delivery, and that is just into the hitting arc for Chapman. That is the shorter boundary towards the leg side, but he has got all of that, Chapman.
Chapman into the short side as well. That is impressive from the left-hander. 4 from 5 now, hugely in New Zealand's favour. Perfect start to the over for New Zealand. Now the pressure goes back on Lahuru Kamara. Right, 4 needed for New Zealand. Can they finish it off with 1 hit here? It's up. It's up. It should be out. It is. Who wants it? Who wants it? Takes the catch. Well done. 2 players going for it. Good catch. And all of a sudden, there's another twist and turn in this match. Sri Lanka continue to stay alive.
Oh, Lahuru finds a way to get it done. Pace on delivery up at 140 kilometres an hour. Beats him for pace. Big top edge, leading edge. Chapman, he goes for 16. New Zealand now 179 for 4.
Another T20 match going down to the final over. Jimmy Neesham, with all his experience, comes in. 4 needed from 4 deliveries. New Zealand 1 hit away from winning this series. And now Jimmy Neesham has the opportunity to finish things off. Lahuru Kamara got hit for the first ball he bowled for 6 by Mark Chapman, and then dismissed Chapman with the second. Right, 4 needed. What's Neesham got here? Is that wide? They're going to run a bye. They're going to run a bye. They're going to have to go! I think he's out, Neesham. They might have run a bye. It might be a wide and it might be run out. Take your pick, but we're going upstairs.
TV umpire to director, we have a run-out review at the bowler's end. Can you show me best side on angle, please? Thank you. Thank you. I have a decision for the big screen.
Out. New Zealand lose another one. Hang on to your seats. Neesham's out. Run out for 0. And let's see if it's going to be called wide. Oh, it is. So New Zealand get a run closer to victory. They've lost a wicket. And they're now 180 for 5. New Zealand have lost 2 wickets and 2 balls. Rachin Ravindra is relatively young in terms of experience, comes out to the middle. Good thing from New Zealand's point of view is Daryl Mitchell's on strike. Just 3 needed. They have 4 balls because the previous one was a wide that Jimmy Neesham was run out on. Now down to Daryl Mitchell. Gee, we've had some close finishes over the summer. This one going down to the wire again. 3 needed for New Zealand. Go short. Oh no, it's straight up. Straight up. Who's going to catch it? It's a skipper. Takes the catch. 3 wickets in 3. New Zealand falling here in trouble in the final over in Sri Lanka. They still believe, as do their fans. What a final over this is.
Well, we said it. Take it to the last over and you never know what will happen. Goes to the short ball. Big top edge up off the stickers. Skipper does well, holds his nerve and holds the catch as well. Mitchell, he goes for 15. New Zealand now 180 for 6.
All happening here in Queenstown. New Zealand still need 3 from 3. First ball got hit for 6, and then we've had 3 wickets and a wide. So we've had a bit of everything. Adam Milne, his 38th T20 international match for New Zealand, finds himself having to do the job with the bat. Oh, Lahuru Kamara's done a great job here. New Zealand need 3, 2 for a super over. Don't forget about that, fans. Right, here we go. Oh, it's a swing and a miss. They're going to run. They're going to run. He could be out. Oh, he got there. He got there. Kamara juggled it, fumbled it, couldn't hit the stumps like he did with Neesham. And they get through for a bye.
Oh my goodness. Beats him for pace, and then the fumble off the boot, and then the chance with the underarm, and still would have been out with a direct hit.
He's missed from a metre. Milne was halfway down, he was gone. There's the man you want. Ish Sodhi. New Zealand could do with him out in the middle right now. That's up to Ravindra. Talented left-hander. He's got to do the job. 2 from 2.
Short boundary as well towards the left-hander's leg side.
Need bat on ball here to New Zealand. Carved it as he carved it in the gap. One, they're going to come back for two, and they'll get home. New Zealand win. New Zealand wrap up the series in thrilling style. 2-1 here in Queenstown. They lost the first and were under severe pressure, but in the end, they win by 4 wickets with 1 ball to spare, and they finish the home summer in some style.
How good is that? The youngster holding his nerve. It's width outside the off stump, able to put it away for a couple.
That's the nerves of waiting to bat in that situation. Hats off to Laharu Kamara. He did a great job after getting hit for 6. First ball, he had 10 to defend. Couldn't quite do it, but Sri Lanka gave it everything and made New Zealand work so hard for this victory. Oh, we've seen a number of close matches throughout the summer, and it doesn't get much closer than that, Frankie, in all honesty. New Zealand could probably say, yeah, they deserve victory, but they certainly made it hard and tough for themselves in those final couple of overs.
Wouldn't be a game of cricket without the twists and the turns, the ups and the downs, and just being able to ride the wave. This New Zealand side have played some phenomenal cricket. Got close, got nervy at the end, but the youngster out in the middle was able to hold his nerve, scampered through for a bye the ball before, and then icing on the cake, easy as you like, 2 through the offside, comfortably home. They walk off, smiles on the face and saying, comfortable win, 1 ball to spare.
The nature of T20 cricket, isn't it? Ability for matches to go down the wire. New Zealand had to work hard. They win the series 2-1. They lost the first match and were under pressure, but in the end, they have got the job done here in the picturesque Queenstown. Sri Lanka tried hard. Hasn't been a tour that they'll look back on with any fondness. Batting has been an issue throughout the tour. There was some good performances at different times from various players, and it's all part of the learning experience when you tour another country. That's the New Zealand batting effort. It was led by Tim Seifert with 88 from 48. Did a great job. Latham was good with 31 from 23, and then 15 and 16 from Mitchell and Chapman. It started going a little bit pear-shaped for New Zealand, but in the end, the most important runs perhaps on that scorecard is 2 off 1 by Rachin Ravindra. New Zealand got home with a ball to spare. Just the 5 bowlers used by Sri Lanka. 3 wickets for Laharu Kamara, 3 for 38. He did a good job, the fast bowler. He's had a tour that he'll look back on with some fondness. At times he's bowled fast, he's made it difficult for the New Zealand batters. A wicket apiece from Mahesh and Madhushan, 1 for 38, 1 for 22. Good effort, but in the end, Sri Lanka, after being asked to bat first here in this deciding match in Queenstown, 182 for 6. You feel that they were 10 short, and it was listed with 2 for 37, and New Zealand with the bat. Well, it took them 19.5 overs to reach their target on the back of Tim Seifert with 88 from 48. New Zealand won by 4 wickets, and they've won this series 2-1.